Yo, first of all, what's going on, Brody? How you doing?
Yeah, what's good? What's good? What's good?
How you feeling right now? How you feeling?
I'm chilling. I'm 7 hours into my stream. About to be done soon. Chilling.
Okay.
Great day.
Let's first and foremost let's talk about Enzum the Gears player. Let's start there. A lot of people don't know. They just know Enzum the DBFZ player. Let's talk to us real quick about Enzum the Gears player real quick. What's up?
INZEMM, the Gears player, is very different from the DBFZ INZEMM. Funny enough,
Boost.
anyone who knows me from the Gears community knows this. I am very, very. I don't want to use the word arrogant, but I'm very confident in my play in Gears. So
Nah,
much so
talk
to
your
the point
talk. Talk your
where,
talk. Go
so
ahead.
so much so to the point where, ask anyone, I will offer any amount of money on a wager in Gears. I've always done it in both Gears 4, Gears 5, any amount of wager. Every time I played for high money, I've always won, never lost it. Like I'm very confident. I talk my shit. My play style in Gears reflects that too. I'm actually very disrespectful. I'm actually very
Boost.
timid, not timid, but like much more tamed in Dragon Ball compared to Gears. Actually,
But to be fair, like looking at your gameplay whenever you play, you're disrespectful in this game too in Dragon Ball. To be honest,
oh yeah, I'm tamed. That's tamed.
that's tamed.
That's tamed.
I mean, you did
I
it
mean,
to
so
Wade.
dead ass.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. But you did do it to Wade.
Yeah, no, he got finessed.
Okay, okay. So, all right. Where do we start? Do we start? You know what? Let's go ahead. Since we're talking about, let's go ahead and start with Finland. How do you feel about winning Finland? How significant was that win?
So the significance of the win, it actually meant a lot to me because, um, as you probably already know, I have a pretty bad track record of playing a world class level player, quote unquote. And every time I like should win, but I lose. And it's not I don't lose because they're better than me. Like everyone always watches the set and like after the set, everyone is always just like INZEMM lost INZEMM. And I got like really sick of that happening because I'm just like I'm good enough, but I didn't want to like I didn't want to be the wall, the I didn't want to be the border to top level play. I want to be top level of play. So like I kind of got tired of letting that happen. So I prepared a lot for Finland, and winning it meant a lot because it kind of proved that like that will stop happening. That means like I actually proved that like I am of the skill level. You know, a lot of people used to talk is like, oh, I don't think Enzem's like that good, or like I don't think he's like highest caliber NA, and I'm just like I've always been. I just need to stop trolling in tournament, and I stopped trolling.
Wait, talk about that a little more. You said you was losing to yourself. We had a conversation about that with Callie before 2 weeks ago about the mental battle, about people losing to themselves. Talk about that a little more. Like, what do you mean exactly?
What I mean by losing to myself is more so bad habits that come to light, especially under pressure. Um,
Like
I don't
what?
want to get too much into it, but it's like it happened against Sonic Fox at Bum's birthday bash. I should have won. And the second I lost, Sonic looked at me and their first words, not GG's, their first words was, you trolled, right? And I was like, I know. Yasha at Evo, everyone saw that set. Again, not even GG's. The first he looks at me and said, "You sold." That is the first thing he tells me, like before he even puts down his headset. I'm just like, I know. Um, it happens every time I play this world class level player, and it's really annoying. It's really upsetting because it's just like you practice so hard, go to this tournament, fly on the plane, whatever the case may be, and just to let that happen in the tournament, it's really upsetting. But at the same time, I'm thankful for it happening because each and every time it forced me to want to get better. Like the trauma, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. You know what I mean?
The anime power up.
I respect that.
So then, when you're going through these things, right? Like, what made you say, like, you know what? What was it? Heatwave is not the one. BBB is not the one, or whatever tournament you're at, right? CEO is not the one. What made you say it was like, you know what? This is the one. Finland. I have to. Now I have to like prove myself. I can't. I can't just be like, oh
So,
yeah, Inson's up there, but he's not top player. What made you? This is the one.
so again, I was telling this earlier on my stream. A lot of the lessons I learned from Gears reflects in this game. So one of the things I took from Gears that I came to the realization after, again, like you said, like trolling time and time again, like losing to myself. I was just like, all right, so I've actually had this habit in Gears too. I play considerably worse in tournament than my actual skill level. Like my actual skill level usually doesn't reflect in tournament, and that's a bad thing, right? Because tournaments are the ones that matter the most.
Mm-hmm.
But when that was happening in Gears of War, I came to the conclusion that I was just like, if this is going to happen, and I tried all different types of things to try to stop it, you know. But when it matters the most, it like resurfaces, and I was like, okay, so if this won't stop happening, I just need to get so much better than everyone else that even my bad day is better than their best day. And I just kind of applied the same
Mm.
philosophy to Dragon Ball. Like that's what I did in Finland. I practiced so hard, and I was just like, I don't care if I'm playing bad. Me playing bad is still better than what you're capable of. Like I personally think I played okay in install. I'm not gonna say I played bad. I played okay. Like at a 1 through 10, I feel like I played at like a 6 or a 7.
You don't think
Probably
you
like
actually
a
play your
6.
best Dragon Ball?
No.
Because, you know, a lot of people get that name a lot, right? Like, damn, INZEMM, you're so good. Like, for example, Faulty gets that a lot. Like, damn, Faulty, in casuals, you're amazing. But in tournament, what happens? You know? And it's one of those situations
Yeah.
that's really hard to, like, combat. Like, get your name. Like, yo, stop putting me, like, I'm a casual player. Like, I'm nasty. Like, put some respect on my name. I can't do it in tournament. It's one of those things really difficult. But we have to ask the $1,000,000 question, all right?
What is that?
Why'd you do to my man's weight like that? Why'd you have a teabag go crazy? Why did you do that? Be honest.
Okay,
Be
okay, okay,
honest.
okay, okay, okay. If want me to be completely honest, this is my completely unbiased, unfiltered thoughts. There is a few reasons as to why I did that. One is personal. Two is competitive. So, everyone wants to
Personal.
know, right? The personal one is whenever I play a character in Dragon Ball, I don't want to say I become that character, but when I'm really feeling myself, I like reflect their personality. I play very arrogant ass characters, right? Fusions, base Vegeta. You see how disrespectful he is. When I'm playing Vegeta, I actually become more disrespectful. That Gears of War side starts showing itself a little bit. Like I said, this is me being tamed, but it's still there. You know what I mean? So it was that. But a lot of people would like to say I was only trolling. Two things about that. Anyone who's ever played against me or ever played against my Vegeta actually knows that I do that to almost everyone all the time. Like serious said or not, everyone's just like, "Oh my god, he's trolling. He doesn't respect me." I did it in the grand finals. I don't at a major. I don't give a fuck. Right. Second thing is the competitive side of it is actually one of the smartest things I did. That what I did to Wade guaranteed my set. Once that happened, I won. There was nothing he can do because it destroyed his mental. People got to realize, especially in competition, the mental battle is even more important than actually
Yup.
winning the set. If you can destroy somebody's mental, it's over. Go back and watch the set. Look what happened. After I did that to him, look at his facial expressions, right?
Yeah.
Fast forward to
We
next
see
game, look
it.
what
We
happened.
see it. Yeah,
The
no, we
second
see it.
the second I put him in one block string, he immediately sparked. Look at any one of his games, the entirety of the tournament, that never happened. He was confident in his defense, he was confident in his reads and everything. I put him in one block string, the next game, he immediately sparked. He, like, if you could destroy somebody's mental in a competitive environment, it's over. This is something I learned in Gears. It might look disrespectful. They could take disrespect to it, and depending on the person, they actually could improve from it. I myself personally think that like if somebody would do that to me, I actually start playing better because it annoys me. But most people aren't like that. Most people will just crumble, and that's not any disrespect to Wade. That is, I have done that to multi-time champions, and I've seen the same result. It was more so because I've done this to people who are more seasoned than the people I'm used to facing in this community. I just know that it's gonna work. Like it's just if you destroy somebody's mental, it's over. It's basically what it was.
Okay. So, okay, because we actually touched about this, like with Callie talking about the mental battle, right? So then you as the player, right? Has anybody ever been in your head?
Hmm. I won't say anyone is in this scene. Let me think about that real quick. No, I don't believe so. The only two times where I could say, or sorry, the only time where I could say it was even close is me fighting Yasha's team. Um, I wouldn't say it would get in my head. It would annoy me because some of the interactions happening, I'm just like, you're not better than me at all. You're not even thinking about what you're doing. But the autopilot is so strong that like if you're not being extremely careful about this, then you will lose. But other than that, the only time I ever get in my head is when I get in my own head. That is the only time that ever happens, and that does happen a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
So
More
then,
more specifically, when again I lose to someone who, in my opinion, I shouldn't be losing to, or I troll against a world class player. Right, the depression arc starts. That's the
uh,
only time though.
so then, how do you combat that? How do you keep people from being out of your head? Because
I don't think
a lot of people struggle with that. A lot of people don't know how to actually be like, "Yo, I got this."
it's simple. I don't think anyone's better than me. I think whatever happens, I'm being a little bitch
Damn.
about it. I'm being depressed. Obviously, no one likes to lose. I'm extremely competitive. I feel like I hate to lose more so than anyone. And then I just take a step back and I'm just like, no one cares more than me. I genuinely think I'm better than everyone who plays this game. It's only like the only difference being
It's
Some
like
people have
that.
more experience than me, or I'm not experienced enough in a certain category. But outside of that, like I genuinely think like if we are on the same playing field, if we have the same amount of play time, same amount of access to practice, there is no one who can touch me. I've always had this mindset in any game. If whenever somebody asks me like, "Yo," let's say like, "What happens?" Like, you want to if you went to COD, how well do you think you do? My response is always, "I will be the best in the world at whatever I decide to do. I don't know how long it will take. It might take me 1 year. It might take me 3 years. It might take me even 5 years. But eventually, I will be the best in the world at it because I know who I am. I know I care more than everyone. I know I put in the practice. It's just the way it is."
You sounding like that Kevin Durant clip saying, "Y'all know who I am. Y'all know who I am." Okay. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Now, all right. Your confidence is obviously at a maximum, right? Your confidence is at a max. So then the follow up question to that then would be like, what made you say, you know what, I want to BOD? What made you be like, yo, you know what, I'm gonna take this for real. I'm a BOD. What was
At this
that?
game or in general?
And over, because you said this applies to everything, whatever game. So what made you want to BOD?
It's a mixture of different things, but to be honest, the start of my competitive drive, right? The competitive drive to say that would be honestly like growing up. I played a lot of games. My older brother, he's the type of person to that any game you pick up and play, like with school friends or whatever the fuck, um, he would just be the best naturally. It doesn't matter with Smash Bros, Mortal Kombat, anything you can name better. And one day I got, and obviously siblings rivalry too. He's like rubbing it in my
Yeah.
face and stuff, right? And one day I was like, I had enough of this. So I sat there and I remember it was Injustice 1. This was the first game that sparked my competitive drive. The first game. And I sat there hours labbing, hot ass room. I'm sweating and I don't care. Like I need that win. And the fulfillment of beating him for the first time in a really dominant fashion too, that dopamine boost, right? That
Mm-hmm. And plus the
it
older
felt
brother,
really good.
that's the older brother, so
Yes,
it
you're the
means
older. I'm the
more.
younger one. Like
How
he's
much
like
older is he?
4 years.
And how old are you at this time period?
10, 10, 9.
Damn.
I need that. I
You
need that
started
now.
hella young. People forget you're 17 now, right?
No, I'm 20.
Oh,
Mixed. Yeah, that is
Nah.
mixed right there.
You got the young face. You got the
How you
young boy
mixing in
face.
real life like that?
You got the young boy face. That's still a good thing though. You can still got the young boy face, so you valid.
But another thing to add on top of that, people gotta realize I come from Gears of War, right? Everyone knows how toxic that community can be, right? The one thing is that community is toxic. My group of friends is the toxic version, like the toxic group of the toxic community. You see what I'm trying to say?
Oh, you're
So
part of. Okay, I hear you. The leaders.
losing to key individuals, I'm not going to throw names out there. So it's like, well, one of my old teammates in my chat right now saying he's like, he knows what I'm talking. There's key individuals who the way they will beat me would annoy me so much. I would legitimately get livid. Like I am talking like it would ruin my day. Like you don't understand what I mean by ruin.
You go to sleep angry.
Ruin that. Nigga, I'm going to sleep angry. I am waking up mad as hell. Like the best way I can put it, it's an obsession. Like I hate to lose. I hate to lose more than I like to win. I'm not scared of losing more than I want to win. I hate to lose more than I want to win. There's a difference. I hate losing. Like I hate it so much.
But that all that anger all comes down from your competitive spirit, though. That's just your competitive drive. You don't want to be second to anybody.
Yeah, because again, back to point one. Like I genuinely think on the same playing field, no one is better than me. And what I mean by that is, I'll give you an example, right? Let's bring up a random game, Mortal Kombat, right? Like, I don't play that game anymore. Mortal Kombat, I haven't even touched Mortal Kombat 11 once. Let's say what I mean by same playing field is, obviously, if I get on that game, anyone would beat me, right? What I mean by same playing field is that, like, in a magical world where we both have the exact same number of playtime, access to the exact same level of practice, and the time of day, there is no way in hell you'd ever be able to beat me. And that's what I mean by with the same playing field. I don't think anyone is better than me, and I truthfully believe that. I genuinely think that every time I lose to somebody in fighters, I'm not mad because I'm just like, you have more hours than me. I started this game season 3, halfway through season 3.5. Like I started this game when the national championship finals were happening. The finals. I started the game like 2-3 weeks before the finals. Not even the online national championships, the finals of them, right? So when I'm losing to people like Wawa and Yasha, I'm not mad. I just understand you have been playing this game since the fucking beta. Like we are not on the same. Like we're not on the same playing field.
Mm,
You had that
yeah.
much more time than me, right? So I'm not mad. It's more so just you wait until I catch up. It's more so that mindset. Because again, it's not a matter of if, only when. Like that's actually the way I think of it. It's like it's not if I'm going to get better. It's like when I'm going to be better than you. You see what I mean? Like
Yeah, but at this point in time, right? Like the Wades, the Kings, right? You've beaten them, and they already clocked in those 10,000 hours into the game, and you're beating them, right? It's proven that you can beat them twice, even, right? And at
yes,
install, so it's like, did you catch up? Are you there now?
yeah. I like to think I'm there. I'd like to think I've been there, right? Like obviously casuals are casuals, and they are should be treated as such, right? But even if it's casuals, let's say the random ranked player played WoW in a casual, he's probably not going to win a single game, right? That's just even if it's casuals, there's just a difference of skill, right? The reason I'm saying this is because I have played every world class level player, even months ago, even before the win on install. When I tell you I've literally beaten them all in sets, you can ask any one of them. Again, casuals is casuals, so it's not competitive. I'm not saying I'm better than them. I'm saying I'm of the caliber to where they can see my name in a bracket and think, okay, I gotta focus, right? I've been at that level. I personally think I've been at that level. Yes, before I don't think I would have been able to do it consistently, but yes, I think I've been at that level. Like just now, like especially with the recent install win, it was kind of confirmation that I am at that level. Like I knew I was at that level, but as like I said, I'm worse in tournaments. I need to be at that level in tournaments, right? So it's more so a matter of fact of getting to that level in tournament play now. In casuals, I think I'm at that level, if not higher. It's more so the tournament aspect. I need to reach that level in tournament as well. If I can replicate my gameplay and my mentality and my level of calmness, my level of reads in tournament and casuals, I think I can beat anyone. Like I think I'm at that level, if not higher.
Okay, so what would you then say to like, um, would you say you hit the flow state when you're playing in tournament?
No, not yet.
No. Have you ever hit the
The the
flow
the,
state
the
at all?
closest was install. The closest was install. Install was literally the only event I've been to where I actually legitimately felt comfortable with offline. I practice on PC and I have no offline scene. So yes, I can boot up my PS4 and attempt to get used to the timing for offline play, but that's still nowhere near actually playing offline PS4 games consistently and actually being on that version of the game before the tournament. So install was the only tournament where I actually felt like I was comfortable, like the same level of comfortability I have when I'm here playing on Parsec with like Nitro and stuff. I felt that same level of comfortability on LAN, right, and install. So I don't know if I want to say if that was a flow state, but I was comfortable enough to even start trying to replicate how I usually play.
But you
Um,
you were saying that you only played like a 6 out of a 10. Like you didn't play your best game.
no, I don't think I did.
Yeah.
That's why
So
I'm saying I don't think so.
okay, okay, that's fair. Um, so I said it earlier, memeing around when you was having your chat earlier, like a couple hours ago, right? I said jokingly that people call it D-writing when you're constantly trying to improve and you're constantly watching other people, complimenting them, watching their game, studying their content, etc., etc. Talk to the people in the back. That's actually what it takes to get good. Talk
No,
to
no,
those people in the back.
you're okay. So a few points, right? Case in points, right? So the reason why I had that response was because I dealt with that in Gears of War. In Gears of War, that is the main thing. If you're even caught watching somebody else's gameplay in Gears of War, you're gonna get called a dick rider,
Really?
fanboy.
Damn, what
Yes.
the
No, yes. The community is very weird, right? It's weird.
hell?
It's weird, and that's
What
also
the hell?
why coming from that community, it's kind of hard to have the right mindset because if that's the energy you're gonna be around, if you're not as smart as I am and not as fortunate as me, you will probably buy into that shit, right? You buy into it. What I told people as I was worse than them, I told them, you are stupid for thinking that, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And when I got better than them and started winning tournaments, I kept the same energy. I was like, you are stupid for saying that. And I told them what was going to happen. I was like, you are stupid for doing that, saying that. You should always do that. Oh my God. Like, he's like, oh, like, I don't need to see how they like to play. My own game plan is good enough. Like, I don't need to steal anything from anyone else. That's arrogant. Like, that's, if you're only if your only source of knowledge is from one, like, if you're only getting knowledge from one source, it's not like like I don't even know how to say it. You don't learn every aspect of the game if you do that, right?
That's why you need your veterans.
Yes, and that's why it's important to do that. I'll still do it. Even in Gears of War, I would look at people who are worse than me and watch them because people have good habits. They have good habits you can steal, and they have bad habits you can exploit, right? Like I think that shit is just so stupid. I think it's the stupidest thing. And again, case in point, right? Sonic Fox is arguably the best fighting game player in the world, right?
Yeah,
Arguably, right?
Yeah.
Free. No one would take that away from them. Even they themselves have said the same thing. I walked up to him at Bum's birthday bash. I was like, "Yo, I want to learn base Vegeta. Could you help me? Because I'm struggling. I'm trying to go online to find sources of reference, but there's not that. I literally said, I was like, there's no good base Vegetas. You're basically the only good one. And even with that being the case, I was like, when you were in your prime, there's no content anywhere to be found. You know, the Twitch streams are long gone. There's no YouTube uploads. I was like, I can't watch stuff and reference it. And they were just like, yeah, I agree. That was just like, yeah, that's what you should be doing. First, they said yes to help me, right? Then they was just like, yes, that's what you should be doing. It's like, that's how you get good. You steal shit, right? So, not to throw my accolades out there, right? But if a multi-time Gears of War champion is saying it, and a multi-time fighting game champion across multiple different games is saying it, like, you know how stupid you look saying that shit?
Yeah, bro. I definitely agree with you, bro. Because even Kobe Bryant even says he watches everybody, takes lessons from everything. He's another one, like somebody who's at the most elite level, giving people props for their games. Like, oh, I didn't know that. Let me steal that. Or I'll go in the gym and practice your move 1,000 times until I get it because I know a better version of what I can do. So it's definitely kind of like the ego part of people we were referring to like a couple weeks ago, Daniel. People's egos. Some people just think they're on a higher level where they can't adapt and change to what they need to do to become the best version of themselves. So like everything you're saying is like, to me, it's not even like cocky or anything. It's just total belief in yourself. Every person should have that mindset. If you don't have that mindset, then what are you really in it for? You know what I'm saying? So like your mindset it shows in your work.
Yeah, having an ego is important. Having an overinflated ego to the point where it harms your competitive results is different.
Yeah.
Or potentially friendships. But having an ego is one of the most important things as a competitor. I don't. If somebody were to tell me that, I sat there at install and I told them this, right? I told Kane at Evo the same thing. I said the same thing at install. Kane walked up to me at Evo. He was just like, after we played our set, and this is after I lost to a set. I think we played a set and I think I lost like 5-1, 5-2. It was bad. And he was just like, who do you think is gonna win this tournament? And I looked him dead in the eyes and I was just like, I think there's 3 people to win this tournament. I said either me, Nitro, or Wawa. And his eye shot up and he was like, really? And I'm telling him this, right? Obviously, Kane just beat me in a set.
Which tournament is this? Sorry, which tournament?
Evo. This is Evo. Fenrich
okay.
is there. Yasha's there. All of them. And that's what I said. And he was like, really? And I was just like, this is no disrespect to you. This is just me as a competitor, right? If somebody were to tell me that, I wouldn't bat an eye. I wouldn't get offended. I wouldn't nothing. No, like
you should believe in
that's
yourself.
important. That's how you should think. Like that's just the way it is.
So then, what do you say to these players, right? Because there's so many. Even last week at HOC, right? There's players that be like, yeah, I gotta put this person first round. I can't wait to lose. Like the people that are going with that loser mentality. What do you say to those people?
I think you're being a bitch.
Hey,
Did you
I
really
really
just
like
sit
you,
there?
Enzo. Pause.
Did you
I
really
like you.
Thank you, but to keep this in mind, you really sit there and look at another human being. You haven't even played them yet. You let their name bitch you. That is crazy. You looked at him and said he is so much better than me that your mere presence, not even he's not even there yet. His mere name made you forfeit before the match even started. You're a bitch. You gotta look at that. When I look at somebody's bracket, like, yeah, like might think like, okay, this is gonna be hard, obviously, right? That's giving the players their flowers, right? But like, my initial response is, I'm about to do it to him. Like, I'm about to finesse him. Like, I'm gonna make him walk away from that set thinking, damn, he's better than me.
But it goes like that, right? Like sometimes people lose to the name and not in the actual game. They just hear, oh, I gotta play INZEMM first round. All right, GG's. Like they're already defeated. Just INZEMM, GG's. Or just DQ me. I'm gonna lose anyways.
You're entering a competition. Like what are you doing?
Yeah, but there's actual people that come to tournaments and just be like, well, can't wait to lose.
Like you're there for fun, I guess. Like if that's what your original intention was, to have fun, enjoy a nice weekend with your friends. Okay. I can see that a little bit, right? Because you're not there being a competitor. But if your goal there was to compete in the tournament and do well, if you ever have that mindset, you need to reevaluate how you look at things.
Damn.
Like that's
Real shit.
Are
there's
you-
no way you gave up looking at somebody's name. That's I can't believe that.
So now I gotta ask you: are you on the net positive train or net negative train?
What do you mean by that?
Like the net negative, as this Mantu says, right? If you go to a tournament and you're not winning, you're wasting your time. Net positive is like you go to a tournament, you win or lose, doesn't matter, but you still hanging out with the homies, having fun, kind of like how we were at Posey's house. That was a net positive experience.
I'm both. I'm net
You're-
negative in the sense of my competitive side. These are basically the difference between INZEMM and Linwood. INZEMM is net negative, Linwood is net positive. That's the best way to describe
You
it.
just talk to yourself in third person.
Yes. I'm him. I'm allowed to do that.
And I'm him.
No, you might be. What the, bro? He said, "I'm nah." How you talk to yourself in third person? That's different. That's different. You reminded me of Sasuke. Sasuke last week was talking to himself in person at Bum's house at TSL. That you guys are different. But okay, for real though, like, so when you're saying that you're better than all these players and nobody's surely better than you, so you're actually so serious when you say things like, "Yo, money match me, any amount, doesn't matter, money match me."
Yes, any amount. When I say any amount, if somebody were to say 2,000, I would be like, okay, we're going to get a middleman because that's too much money for me to trust
Yeah.
you, and we are
Right,
playing.
of course, yeah.
So
I
you're
am
100% serious.
I have a cam, hand on my chest. I am streaming. I swear to Jesus Christ on my life, I am so serious when I say that shit. That's why. Why do you think I respond so fast? Somebody's talking shit. I don't care what you're saying. Money match me. If you say no and you're pussy, that says everything that needs to be said, right?
Wait, but you told me before. Wait, hold on. You told me before, but let the people know. You gave me a couple of names before that. You said you want a money match. Who are they again?
I wanted the money match Nitro. That's about it. It's the only person going there worth money matching. I would say Preddy doesn't play the fucking game, so whatever. I don't know. All that other shit, I'm not too sure. I don't even know. Didn't Double O want to money match me? Is that
Yeah,
still a
that-
thing?
Yeah.
I remember, I was in install and my Twitter's getting blown up. Didn't he waste his time on a diss track or some shit?
Waste his time. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. First of all, Lex is my man's.
Hey, he said he wasted his time, bro.
He wasted his
Let
time.
me say what I mean waste his time. He made that diss track while I was in install. So let me explain. Let me explain what actually happened. He made that diss track while I am across the world on vacation, beating players he can never hope to beat, winning the tournament. And he is wasting his time. It was such a waste of time, I actually didn't even look at it. I saw something happening on my Twitter. I'm just like, I am enjoying my trip. I don't care.
Wait. You can't say that. Lex did beat you, though.
Yeah, when Lab Coat was the original Lab Coat? Really?
Are we
And
taking
again, and back to the
away?
point, hold on. Remember what I said? The only time I ever mentally get destroyed is by my own self, right? Keep in mind, this is in losers immediately after I lost to Sonic. So yes, I was being a bitch. I was mentally defeated after that shit. I actually would have DQ'd, but one of my Gears friends, I was gonna DQ, but I was just like, I don't care anymore. One of my Gears homies was actually there, and he was just like, stop being a bitch. Literally what I'm saying, right? I was being a bitch. He was like, stop being a bitch, and I was like, yeah, you're right. And then I started playing, and I was just like, whatever. He can have that. I'm not thinking he can have that win. He can have that win. Fuck it. If you want to take a win with pre-patch Lab Coat, how many months ago, and lord that over me, that's crazy. Where's your other wins? In recent time, who have you beaten that is relevant? In recent time, no one.
No,
So, you can have that. You can have that. Have fun. Literally, pre-patch Lab Coat was so bad. Everyone who played Wawa rage quit off the game on stream. You need to understand this. The person who loves the game the most out of all of us. Nitro and Yasha, both national champions of their respective regions, both told me the exact same thing in separate conversations, meaning they had no contact with each other. The same day, they both came to the same conclusion once looking at Lab Coat. They both said, glad I won when it mattered. You want the receipts? It's in DMs. You want them?
No, I believe you. You're credible, INZEMM. I trust your words. I know you got the facts proof. But okay. Have you actually listened to the diss track?
No, it was a waste of time.
Okay.
I'm
give you
enjoying
that.
my weekend winning. Why? I'm a vacation in Europe, and he is sitting at home making a diss track of another nigga who does not give a flying fuck, and he can't get a game against. Like, he has to make the diss track because that's going to be the highlight of this whole thing. You see what I'm trying to say?
So now, okay, so now we gotta, now I gotta ask you, Enzo. Angelic 8, what's the word?
I mean, if he still wants to money match,
Lex is gonna
sure.
be here. He will be here.
That's up to him. I don't care to money match him. That is a him thing. I don't think he is the level to where it matters to me. Actually, the only person who matters to me to actually be in a money match is Nitro. Realistically, would be Pred, but he doesn't give a fuck about the game. So, but that's about it. Everyone else, like,
What about Meezy from ECT? We haven't forgotten.
What happened to ECT?
Wasn't you gonna money match Meezy at ECT?
No, I asked everyone who at ECT to money match. They all said no. The only person who I respected, Nitro said yes, he money matched me. Yasha said, out of all the people who money, I asked everyone at ECT in the top 8 to money match me, by the way. And I think top 12 actually. The Nitro said yes, and the only person who I respect for saying no was Yasha, because his response was, "I am tired. I just won." That's fair. Everyone else, I think you're pussy.
Wait. So you know with these powerful words, you gotta at least play them in whether it's a money match or a grudge set. You have to at least play them.
You must understand. I asked them and they say no. This isn't something that like I said no. No, I have already asked him and he said no.
No, but I'm telling you, they will say yes. This for Angelic 8, they have to play you.
Okay.
And you have to win. You have to win.
Okay.
Right? Because like we had Double O on the podcast, right? And we spoke to him, and when he put out this track like that, making those statements like that, we said to Lex, I was like, saying these things means that you have to win. Any tournament you enter from here on out, moving forward, you have to prove your worth. We said that to Lex, like, yo, Lex, you have to win, right? So I think it'll be pretty hype. You and Lex playing, I think it'll be pretty hype.
I don't think so.
I think bust ass free, like he's getting no games off you.
It's going to be a very boring set to watch.
I don't know. I truly think he gets disrespected a lot.
No, I don't care what skill level he's at. The players who it will be interesting for me to play, I know them. If they are not on this list, it's going to be boring. That is the way I look at it. I have a certain degree of respect for a lot of players in this game, right?
Yo.
That is not one of them.
Yo. Who do you respect?
Nitro, Wawa, Yasha, Pred, Sonic if they played the game. Kane's good.
I can't get respect. I don't get no respect.
I'm about to say like that, bro.
No. Listen, respect in the sense that if I actually played them, with a serious mindset, it would be like I genuinely think like when I look at them, I'm just like, all right, you actually have a chance to win this.
Nah, I don't know, gang. Posey told me a story.
I forgot Hook existed.
Wait. Posey told me a story that he had you shaking in your boots.
Who?
See Otaku. He said, who? Posey.
Oh, I'm terrified of Posey. He is random. I can't. That is different. That is not like a. That's not like a. You're so good. I'm terrified of you. You're so random. I think I'm about to lose. That is a huge difference here.
Damn.
Nah, you gotta put some respect. You gotta put some respect.
I'll put some respect. Look at the amount of names I just. Look at the amount of names I just said I am not confident. Or sorry, there's a chance they could beat me in a set. You could probably list them on one hand. If he's a part of that, that's. Maybe for a different reason, but even being on that list is still top 0.001 percentile. You see what I mean?
Okay, but still... Lex is just as random, if not more.
Nah, Posey's a different type of random. I'm not gonna lie. Lex is like I play Ginyu random.
Nah,
he plays.
That's 8th level intellect.
I think he just plays Ginyu. That's it.
Damn, they saying Posey won
the
mental
toxic
fight.
one that's not here. He's banned still, but it'll be funny if Akari can say something. But he's banned.
Oh yeah, he got cooked.
Damn.
Oh, you already cooked him up?
No, like he got.
Oh, you mean like he got cooked? Yeah, he's cooked.
You're not fearful of Hikari either, are you?
No, he's literally just it's Yasha's team. That's what Hikari is. As long as losing to that team is losing to yourself. This is not even this on Hikari. I treat the same as like Yasha. Like if you lose to that team, you lost to yourself. Like by nature of the team, you fucked up some way, shape, or form. That's like I don't think that team is the definition of anyone can cook. There we go.
Everybody's carried that plays that team.
Literally everyone is carried. That is the most carried team in the game.
Is this unhinged? Is this you unhinged? Like you talking crazy.
You wanted my unfiltered thoughts. This is how I
No, I did.
Sure.
I did. I definitely did. And I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. It's just crazy because like we've obviously you and I we had conversations in private and stuff like that, right? But I've never heard you actually go to this extent when you're like, nah, that's fodder.
I will say I try to be humble most of the time, just to spare feelings. But
No, I still agree. I still agree
it
with
goes.
it. As long as you're talking in game, nothing personal, I think it's fair. 100%
Yeah,
fair.
this is all like in game. If you take a personal attack to this, I feel like this is a reflection of you to get better. If you're feeling offended, all the good people won't feel offended by anything I'm saying. I'll say that.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't get offended because you're not saying.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Stop
you're not
like keep it in game. You speaking how you feel about your level in the game, and nobody can see you. That's just it.
It's kind of like how I like to make this analogy a lot on stream. A lot of people like to ask me like, "Oh my god, like you're trolling against me. If you're picking your troll team, well, like isn't that kind of disrespectful?" I'm just like, yeah, it is. And it was like what they take disrespect to that? I don't give a fuck. That's your fault, right? Like that's the mindset I have. Like I'll take Nitro for example, right? A lot of people feel disrespected to when he picks his troll team against people, right? He's been doing it a lot in tournaments, right? And he's actually won a few tournaments, right? He's won AOC doing that, right? Straight troll team. When people talk to me, he's like, oh, like I feel disrespected when he does that. I'm just like, and that's your fault. He's like, you are not good enough to even warrant him picking his main team. So what gives you the right to complain to him about this? You know how he does that shit against me? I beat the brakes off the team so bad that he's just like, all right, fine. He switches to the main team. Then we actually have an actual set.
But he says that too, you know, right? Like I've asked Nitro, and he has told me, he's like, I'm only gonna pick my real team if you bring it out of me. If you don't, then you don't deserve to play me at my best.
Yeah, you don't deserve it. Why do you think you deserve it? That's the mindset I have. Everything I'm saying is with the same like mindset. You see, like they all kind of like fit into that same like sphere. Like again, this is just not even overconfidence. This is just this is how I think. If you take disrespect to it, put your money up versus me.
Hey, just know he plays his main team against me. Just know that, INZEMM. Just know that.
All right, good shit.
He knows better than to play that random team against me. He knows better. But nah, it's interesting that you're calling all these players. You're saying that these players aren't as good as you, etc., etc. But we're gonna actually have to see it, and I'm actually really happy that you're coming through to the event because a lot of people do disrespect your name, and I was a doubter. But I have told you before that you're one of my favorite players. But I can still doubt. That's fine. And a lot of people refer to your name as just INZEMM or the casual player. How does that, if it bothers you, or how does that, how do I say, when you hear somebody says, "Oh, INZEMM the casual player," how do you interpret that?
Like I'm a casual player?
Yeah, like you're just only good in casuals. You're OD, but only in casuals.
Oh, I see. I don't take any offense to that because taking offense to that would be ignoring the truth. I even admitted earlier, I do think I'm better in casuals than I am in tournament. I will say, even with that being the case, everyone who has lost to me in tournament has to take that with a grain of salt because that has always been the case. So if that is the case, think about that, right? But yeah, like in the Gears community, see, this is the funny thing. Like my perspective of this, like I have like two different like views on this. In the Gears of War community, what we call that is being shaky on land. That's actually what we call it. It's something like you are shaky when it matters. It is not something to be happy about. It is something you should feel disrespect when somebody says that, right? If you take disrespect to it or feel disrespect, stop it. No one's gonna say that if it doesn't happen, right? Like I don't have any defense of that, right? All I can say is I don't look at that as a negative light. I think I am literally better than you. I just I'm not used to playing in different circumstances. I don't want to make excuses. I'll just say I'm not used to playing in different circumstances, right? But the matter of the fact is I am better than you at this game. So again, back to what I said earlier. Don't take disrespect to that. All I do is I'm just going to get so much better than you to the point where even if that is the case, you still won't be able to beat me. That's just the way it is. Like,
but these people they can't handle the truth.
No, they can't.
Can't.
Funny enough, my one of my old Gears teammates is in my chat right now saying some shit, which kind of brings up a point.
I'm seeing.
Kind of going back to the mental destroying thing, I've actually thought about bringing my Gears mentality to this scene, Don't know if I'll get canceled for doing that because I feel like this community is very soft. I think a lot of people are pussies.
I agree. Oh my god, I agree. Continue.
But like you were saying, right? Like if you like the level of mental fortitude, and this is why I don't take any offense to that. Like, why would I care if I troll in tournament, right? Like under the like the prerequisite is I know I'm better than you, right? Like it's not even a opinion. This is a fact. I am better than you at this, right? Even if I lose to you in tournament and somebody goes on Twitter, oh, INZEMM is a casual player. Do you think I give a flying fuck if from my previous game I had to deal with grown-ass men standing up, looking at me, like the way the setups are is like you're across from each other. You can literally stand up and physically just look at them. Like you stand up, you're staring at them. Stand over the monitor and scream, shaky ass bitch, you're costing your teammates, you're whack. Like if I can deal with all that shit, like you're gonna go home for no money, you're shaky, you're selling your teammates, you're nervous, like they're doing hand gestures. Like, by the way, 6 different people doing it, 5 players plus the coach. Potentially the crowd too. If I can deal with that, what makes you think I give a flying fuck about somebody who is already worse than me saying that? You see what I mean? Like that's why it doesn't affect me at all. Like I was like, okay, and
yeah,
like, if you
a lot of
that,
people don't have that grit that you have, like
that
grind. Because I know how it is. Like even when you're playing an open bracket, you're like right next to the crowd, so it's like you feel their energy behind you. They're cursing you out. They're saying all these things. And they're saying things like you'd probably throw hands with somebody over, but you're not going to do that because obviously trying to get that money. And this community, nah, bro. You would the first sentence would be a tweet.
So
like, it would be a tweet.
So I'll tell you this real quick. I'll tell you this real quick, right? You know, there's a here. I'm gonna release the tapes. So there's a reason why I actually have dialed down on the amount of instigating because like there's people I won't name drop right now. I won't name drop.
Oh no, bro.
But there's people who literally been taking crazy offense to what I was doing. Like actual offense. Like they would DM me and they'd be like, yo, Daniel, like that's like this is personal now, or Daniel this, or they'll start coming at me. And I'm like, bro, I've not once said anything about you in a personal way. And even if I do, or even when somebody else does, I'll be like, yo, cut that out immediately. J-Bo's a witness. I'll cut that down immediately. Like, yo, say what you want, but nothing personal. Speak your mind.
Bro, yeah. He's very non-biased on it. He'd be like, yo, talk trash, but like...
Speak your mind. As long as you say nothing personal, speak your mind. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, like, people are just soft. Like, I don't, like, in this community, like, obviously this is not going to go into, like, a complaining thing, but it's just, I really think, like, even if I were to go on Twitter, even say something, right, like, people would just take so much offense, so it'd be like, oh my god, INZEMM said this, that shit would be not trending, but like people would be talking about it and shit. Like I'm just like, bro, like there's no way y'all are that soft. Going back to what you just said about the instigating stuff, like, are y'all really this soft? That is crazy.
Yeah. There's a reason though. There's a reason why I wanna create like that instigation thing, right? Because people are afraid to play each other, and it doesn't make sense to me. Like for example, let's say INZEMM you was on the same skill level as me, right? Because you're not.
Yes.
Right? Why would I be afraid to be like, INZEMM, yo, let's have a money match? Because you're my homie? Nah, homies are not. We could be friends after the set, but during the set, I want to smoke you. I think that's completely fine.
When I'm playing somebody, I fucking hate them.
Yeah, and I think that's completely acceptable. It's kind of like when like LeBron and Melo are playing on the court, right? They're best friends IRL. Right, but in game, yeah, I don't best friend. You're not my best friend right now.
You're not my friend.
And I don't think people understand that mindset. That just because, oh damn, Danny wants to money match J-Bo, that doesn't mean I hate J-Bo. No, that's my homie.
Yeah, like but people
I want to play
personal. I've noticed people in this community, especially, take a personal attack to money match. Not to say it didn't happen in yours, right? Mm-hmm. People, I won't say it took it personal, but it was like a. Once you ask somebody to money match in their head, they're immediately thinking, like, he thinks he's better than me. I don't know why I think he's better than me. But, you know, they're like, the competitiveness of them starts taking disrespect. In this community, their competitive side, and they personally take disrespect. That is weird. I was just like, asking a money match, and then after, they just start acting weird. I'm just like, what? Like, I'll tell you right now, I've literally, like, and back to what you said, we're on the same skill level. I'll do you one further. I am not a pussy. I'll money match people who are better than me. I literally watched Yasha win. So for scale, right?
Yeah, ECT.
I lost in ECT, right? Lost 2 different sets. I watched Yasha win from winner side, was it? He didn't lose a set? Winner side, right? I played Nitro. He 6-1 Nitro, or sorry, 3-1 Nitro. Or sorry, he 6-1 Nitro the entire tournament, right? I think it was 6-1 straight up.
I don't remember the exact score, but
so it was bad. It was 6-1, 6-2, right? And I asked Nitro. Everyone knows Nitro's better than me, right? Fine. I asked Nitro to money match. I asked him every time. He actually is tired of me. Like he actually he knows when I'm in that mood, so he'll like go out of his way to not avoid me. Not because he's scared, but because he just doesn't like playing the game. But like I'd asked him to money match ECT, I lost, right? Only one to accept it. I immediately after that walked up to Yasha and asked him, I don't give a fuck if you're better than me. I don't even care if you're perceived better than me. I'm going to ask you to play, and I will put any amount of money on this. And why is because I do not think you're better than me. Back to square one. Like I don't care. Like I will even ask Wawa for a money match if he still cared to play the game. It doesn't matter to me. Like it doesn't. You don't have to be the same skill level. I like somebody worse than me. I like somebody better than me. I like somebody at the same skill level. It doesn't matter to me because I genuinely think people get shaky when it matters. I think people get nervous. I actually do think people play different. Again, I do play different, but in my head, I'm just like, if that is my issue, I'm going to put myself in that situation as much time as possible until it stops being my issue, right? Just get comfortable with it. So, I don't know. It's kind of hard to have that mentality though, like to go around asking people for a money match because they take a personal attack to it. I think that's so weird.
That's so strange to me. But do you also think that money match is the only way to get the player to play their absolute best versus you, or just in general versus anyone?
Either a tournament match or a money match. Anything where money is on the line. Anything else, people either not going to try or they are going to try, and then after say they're going to be like, oh yeah, like it doesn't matter. I'm not really like putting them all into
their money or crowdfunded money.
Any money.
Any money.
If it's crowdfunding money, you lost money.
Okay.
Hello? Like if the crowd was $200 and you lost $200.
It hit different though. It hit different though when you put up $500 and that's your rent money versus crowdfunding $500. It hit different.
It does, but that's the way I think of it. Like you still lost that with $200. Like when I play a money match, the way I think is, let me say this: if I played a money match with a crowdfund, right, and there was $100 in the fund, I'm already making plans for that $100.
Facts.
So if I lose, I lost $100. You see what I'm trying to say?
Damn, it's like that. So then okay, I'm gonna say yes to it, but do you think that we need some toxicity in the game? Some actual toxicity.
Toxicity brings in viewers. People like humans are weird. We like violence and shit. We like negativity. We like conflict. Toxicity is good. It brings in the views. It's funny as fuck. I think it's fucking hilarious. That shit is hilarious. Again, like you look what I did the way you posted it on Twitter, viral. People
but it was crazy though. It was crazy. Had you gone up to him and did an actual combo and finished a set, nothing would have happened. It would have just been another day. You know?
Yeah, but that level of toxicity people aren't used to. That was probably the first time or one of the first time people saw that in Dragon Ball, right? Let alone a fighting game. He's like he's just keep letting him live, or like at least modern fighting games, right? Like recent ones. Old school fighting games, people low key did that definitely. People are just soft nowadays. But like that, it's fun. It's funny for me. I'm laughing when I'm doing it. It's not fun for the other player, but whatever. If if that ever happens to you, let's say you're on the receiving end, right?
Mm-hmm.
A part of me would be glad it happened because, again, back to what I said earlier, I personally think having bad stuff happen to you, trauma, whatever the case may be, losing in a way you don't accept, I think that's good. That's good because that gives you the motivation to want to win. You always be scared of the player who got second, more so than the player who got first. I'm being so serious.
Why you say that?
Because who's gonna go home and immediately try to fix what happened? The person who won or who got second? Who cares more?
Okay, on a revenge tour. The revenge tour.
Exactly.
But it's not always easy to get back to the top, you know? Like that person who's at the top, there's more pressure on them than second place.
Yeah, but who are you going to be more scared of? I would personally be more scared of the person who got second. So like example, right? I'll give you a perfect example. Obviously, this is a case by case basis. It definitely differs. Take Wawa for example, right? Wawa wins. The more he won, the less he started playing the game roughly to the point where he kind of just said, "I don't feel like playing the game anymore." Right?
Nobody was better than him.
Right, no one was better than me. I understand that. I got to a point like that in Gears of War. I got so much better than everyone that the game actually got very boring to me. I completely understand that feeling. Funny enough, when he said that, I was just like, damn, he's at that level. Like that's where he is right now, right? Versus me, for example, the way I'm losing to these players, I go home and immediately. You saw my text documents earlier.
Yeah,
you think any of the people who are winning, like they'll win and they'll keep doing that? You should, but no one. I've had to talk with these players. No one. So it's more
Because
so
if you're
like,
winning, you're seeing like, oh well, they're not smoking me. I guess I don't have to improve.
yeah, like that's the wrong mindset. But that's the mindset everyone has because I genuinely don't think anyone's really a competitor. They're doing this for fun and they want to win. They don't need to win. They like want to win. Like,
Yeah. But it's not I guess it's not a survival thing.
yeah, again, like one of the things I noticed at install, right? Like this kind of what I was saying. Like I genuinely don't think anyone is a true competitor. This is a very bold statement. I haven't seen everyone in this scene, so I could be wrong, right? But to my knowledge, the people who I've seen, the people I've seen at LANs, the people I've talked to, they don't care enough or as much as they should have. Like when I'm sponsored, like I'm sponsored, right?
Mm-hmm. You're
So
paid
if
to
you,
win. You're paid to play.
yes, like this, I treat it as my job. I feel like if I go to these events and I do bad, I feel bad because I'm failing at my job. Even if
Mm.
I wasn't sponsored, I already told you how much I hate to lose. So
Yes.
the
Yes.
fact that I already hate to lose on top of me being sponsored, I feel like it's my job. Like I'll say it like right here, install. Think about it, right? Kane, Wade, me, and Seihan all need to do well to have a guaranteed spot for Vegas, right? That is the World Tour Finals.
Yeah.
That is, if you win that, you are the best player in the world, undoubtedly, right? No one can take that away from you. So, and you have to go to Vegas, which is a very expensive trip, especially if you aren't sponsored, which majority of them was. I don't think Wade was sponsored. I don't think Kane or Seihan. I don't think any of them were sponsored. It's even
Yeah.
more important to them
It's
because
coming out of them out of their
it's
own
coming out of their
pockets.
pockets, and especially because they live over there. That's like what, 2 bands plus for a trip to Vegas. Vegas is very expensive. So like,
Yeah.
why is it that? Keep in mind, I'm the sponsored one, right? So it would be paid for me. But why is it that I'm there 2.5, 3 hours early before the bracket even starts, sitting in training room, warming up, all this stuff, and the person who was first out of all in my head the hard competition was Seihan. He got there an hour before the top 8 started. And when I seen that, I was just like literally like getting there. I wanted to get there 3 hours before the bracket started to warm up. To warm up, to watch film, to prepare like all my counterplay and stuff, to make sure I'm comfortable, right? I'm in the zone. Some stuff happened. I was an hour late because like the Uber wouldn't, like there's not that many Ubers out there, so I just couldn't find one.
Yeah.
So I was an hour late and I'm panicking. I'm panicking because in my head I'm like, they're already there, they're practicing, they already have the head start. Like I need to tee up. I get there and no one is there, and I'm just like, do y'all not care? Do y'all not care?
It
Like,
comes.
like I want to win.
Yeah.
Do you really want to win?
Yep. It
Like,
comes down to
I
who
don't-
wants it more. Who wants it
I
more?
don't think you do.
You remind me. You remind me of my parents catching a flight to DR, bro. They did 3 hours earlier. Any international flight? No, I hear you. But
it just catches me off guard, man. I genuinely don't think people want to win. Like I know who is closest to a competitor in this scene or are competitors. I know who has that mentality, and even the people. I'm not going to throw names because obviously people get their feelings hurt very easily. I'm not going to throw names, but even that person who I believe to be the closest resemblance to a competitor, I don't think they care enough either. Like I think that is just starting to care enough. Maybe that's me caring too much. I've always had this mindset. Even like when I truly want to, I've always had this mindset. Maybe that's me not caring, or sorry, caring too much. But I don't know. I
you holding your tongue now? You wasn't holding your tongue for the last hour. Now you're holding your tongue?
No, because the player I'm talking about is a player I actually respect.
Okay. All right. I'll let you slide. But okay. So all these players, right? Maybe they're not taking it as serious anymore because how I say this? The level of competition overall in the game is overall lower. Like that drive, that intensity compared to season 1, that same level of competition is no longer the same in season 4. Could that be a reason why players are just like, eh?
Potentially. But like the way I look at it is that does play a factor for sure. You are 100% right. Also with rollback being a skinny trove rollback, that's definitely another factor. But I feel like that's partly an excuse. That's not an excuse to the players who literally don't enter tournaments, right? If you don't enter a tournament, you don't play a game. This game, you can definitely say that. But to the players who enter tournaments, the players who pay money to fly all the way out there to different regions, if you're gonna sit here and jack that mindset, but then turn around and lose because you have that mindset, and like again, this is something I learned from Gears. People only care when it's time for tournament. No, that's not how you do it. You don't adopt the I need to win mindset the second the tournament starts. You lost. People would love to have that mindset all the way up until the tournament, but all of a sudden they want to be like, oh, I'm so mad, I'm so disappointed in my placement. Like, no, you can't play double advocate here. You see what I mean? Like, you can't do that. Like, you have to either, if you're going to have that mindset when you lose, or sorry, if you're going to have that mindset leading up to the tournament, you have to have this exact same mindset when you lose. When people lose, they switch up. They switch to the, oh, I'm so disappointed in my placements. Like, I should be doing better. Or
the OS
like,
kicks in.
Yeah, like, I was just like, no. So like, that, yes, like, all this plays into effect. Like Ski said in my chat right now, he's like, it's 5 years in, silly patch, no money, delay based netcode. Yes.
Yeah,
if you're not playing the game or you're not planning on competing, yes, you're right. But if you're being a competitor and you're going to these tournaments and you want to have that mindset when you lose, no, it's an excuse.
So then, True Awesome asked this question earlier. Right now in the game, are we in the meta where, or does it matter now? Because you mentioned earlier when you played in Double O and he beat you, you said it was pre-nerf lab code, so it didn't matter. Does it matter now? Do wins matter today?
Pre-nerf lab code is one of the strongest fighting game characters ever made. She had so many things that broke so many rules, especially for Dragon Ball, to the point where even players who have played Marvel asked for her to get banned. Players like Sonic Fox, who's played more fighting games than you could probably count, also asked her banned. It was so disgustingly broken. She broke rules of fighting games. I'll just say right here, she had an unreactable, unblockable, super command grab. Sorry, unreactable, unblockable, invincible, 21% debuffing command grab. Again, to a certain degree, it still mattered even when she was like that. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be a hypocrite to sit here and say that it didn't, right? But
so do they not matter then? I'm a bit confused. Like, no,
I think so the way I look at it is, I told Pred to his face this as well. I think anyone who is a 1 when original lab code, good shit on winning. Not a casual player can't walk up and play a tournament and win, right? Even in that patch. But I do take a portion of your credit away, and I've told people this, and people
put like an asterisk on it. You're saying
yes.
Okay.
People like to say like, oh, like I told this to Pred, he took a little offense to it. You know, he started throwing. I was just like, and Pred was just like, oh, but when Wawa won, you didn't say that. I was like, nope. I said the exact same thing. Yeah, at Bunk's birthday bash. The second Wawa won, I was like, this shit on your Heatwave win, do it without lab code. And he proved it. CEO did it without lab code. Nice. Now you get your flowers. Now you get all the flowers. I only give you half before. You see what I mean?
So what you're saying is, so when Wawa wins CEO, you're saying that now that win that he got before, now it's validated because you know he can do it without it?
I think it's validated even more. I think it's validated before to a certain extent. I do give it even more credit afterwards, though, yes.
Okay.
Because you just proved I am just at that level. With or without lab code, I'm at that level. I would also like to point out lab code. The reason why it was I'm taking credit away from lab code was that meta directly made worse players better. That was the only meta, in my opinion, where if somebody was a tier below you in skill level, like you know, people say like there's a difference in caliber. If you're a caliber below, she evened the playing field. That meta evened the playing field. So much so to the point where you saw a lot of sets where it was questionable, like, without her, would that have really happened? Not to take credit away from the player who won, but it's not a coincidence that it cannot be replicated after the fact, right? Examples: Double O beating me, Kasuga beating Wawa, like things like that, right? Like,
you're saying those are anomalies?
Not necessarily anomalies, but you look at them, you gotta take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. It's just like, okay, you won, good shit. Like I just established. There, you are of a certain level of play to do that, because even if that is the case with how the meta worked, a casual player couldn't pick up the game and do it, right? Like people who plays like probably like top 48 probably couldn't do it, right? But you also got to look at the matter of the fact is you compare that to any other game time of the game that never happened. So like people can be like, oh, you're just saying things like, no, I am looking at strictly the facts. This is statistically speaking, that is what happened, right? Like, not to take anything away from Kasuga, right? But he beat Wawa, good shit. Look at his track record post that. Like, Wawa is world class plus tier, right? The best in the game. Okay. So within the top 3, right? Everyone knows Wawa, Yasha, Nitro are the top 3. There's probably a gap, rest players, right? As far as results go, that's what it is, right? So take that caliber player, take Kasuga for example, just using his name as an example, not throwing it, like attacking anyone, right? But look at his win over a top 3 player, pre-lab coat or post-lab coat, has that happened? You see what I mean? Like,
but okay, so but what if both players are using lab coat? Are they not on the same playing field?
No, no. Interactions can happen. She was so disgustingly broken that even if both, so Pred actually mentioned the same thing. She was so disgustingly broken, even both players having the lab coat doesn't mean anything. You can still be carried by her so much so to the point where you can be a worse player and still win. I'll give you an example, right? Playing Sonic Fox, right? Not saying Sonic is worse than me, right? Sonic clearly is one of the greatest to ever do it, right? Especially in this game. But the way I lost to him was because lab coat is simply better than me. We both played lab coat, but you know what happened? We're playing. Um, Third game, I win the point war within like 10 seconds, Blue Gogeta shit. Just kind of being Blue Gogeta. And immediately he hits me once with lab coat. Why did he hit me with lab coat? Because she defies blocking. There's not the typical way you attempt to block a character. Lab coat doesn't really matter. Even the great walls of defense, Goichi, Mr. Popo, you ask them how to block lab coat, they're just gonna shake their head. It's just good luck.
Yeah, no,
right?
no.
I
know. I played the better.
We all know.
Yeah, we know.
So doing a combo, he drops the combo. Because she has a spin that was also a medium starter, it crossed me up instantly and immediately into a reset dead character, right? I'll give you another example, right? Wawa versus Nitro at Combo Breaker. Not to say Nitro is incapable of beating Wawa, because I think out of anyone, I believe the strongest that he is actually at the same level as Wawa. He just needs to care a little bit more. But I do not believe he's actually taking a set off Wawa except for the lab coat era. And again, not taking anything away from him, but look at how he beat Wawa. Everyone knows what happened. He did a spin. He did a wake up frame 1 anti-air, frame 1 key blast option, which is, again, another wall breaker, and it instantly crossed him up into medium starter. Shit like that is what I mean by, like, both players are playing her. I think, I believe Wawa was playing her. Even if he wasn't, like, even if he was playing her, shit like that would happen. You see what I mean? Like, it's just she breaks too many rules so much. She breaks so many rules that even having her doesn't even the playing field, if that makes sense. Like a lab coat game can just simply happen. You can do a block string.
You had a lab coat game, yeah.
Frame 1 spun, happy birthday, medium starter
Game, yeah, GG's.
Game, GG's. You got put in the block string, it debuffed into pull out the corner, Mazda 21 level 3. You just got 21% debuffed into guess your character. GG's game, shake my hand. Like I could have lab coat. Who cares? It's just like did you genuinely think the sequence that you did proved you were the better player, lab coat or not? Like that's what I'm talking about. And no,
so then does this mean that players like like Yasha are just over or superior, winning without lab coat, not even playing the character, winning tournaments when she's not even on his team?
I will say it definitely goes to show his strength as a player. Again, even during the lab coat meta, he is still playing that team. Yasha is the only one who I respect playing that team because he is the creator of it. He looked at the game, broke it down, and understood that team was going to be strong. It's his play style, right? So I have a lot of respect for him playing that team. But even if that is the case, he is still using that team. That team was definitely not the best pre-lab coat, but it was the strongest team in the game by far that didn't have lab coat on it. So much so to the point where it was stronger than some teams that even had lab coat on it, right? One could say like lab coat was a great equalizer to Yasha's team. A lot of people are saying that, right? It's like, wow, Yasha's team actually just loses the lab coat, right? I will say him winning some tournaments with her being present without lab coat was insane. I'm pretty sure Shanks and Yasha was in the grand finals of some European tournament.
Yeah.
Without when this was pre-patch lab coat, that is extremely impressive. But at the same time, like he didn't win any events where the strongest players in the world was during the pre-patch lab coat. And not taking away from him, I think it was just too hard. It was not too hard, but
he proved it.
Clearly be better than everyone else by a considerable margin to even do that.
Has to be a gap.
Like it has to be a very huge gap to do that. Which again, that's pretty unrealistic given the state of the game, and especially at the time. So I wasn't expecting that of him. But yeah, long story short, I do think it was like really impressive, but take with a grain of salt, he is still using that team, right? So it's not as if it was an impossibility. His team was still extremely strong. It's always been extremely strong.
So then, all those players that run around winning locals or online tournaments while playing lab coat pre-patch, all those wins, are you saying those are also invalidated?
No, I don't. I haven't invalidated anyone's wins at all.
You just less credit, like half credit. Okay.
Yeah, I just take a portion of credit away. It's just like, yes, you won, but you did have pre-patch lab coat. Literally, if anyone can sit here and genuinely tell me that she didn't break rules of fighting, she wasn't one of the strongest characters ever introduced for a fighting game. Not the strongest. I don't know all the fighting games, especially order fighting. There's probably some more bullshit characters, but she was
in recent history, at least in recent
history, she is one of the strongest by far. So if you in a game where the characters' strengths are generally watered down, this game doesn't have that much strong characters. They're watered down, right, in comparison to things like Marvel and stuff. And even if that's the case, Lab Coat would destroy some of those characters in a game with watered down characters. So yes, if you want to sit here and genuinely tell me that your win should not be invalidated, sorry, not invalidated, that's the wrong word. Like shouldn't be taken into consideration a little bit because of Lab Coat, you know you're trolling. No one would sit here and say that. Like I haven't met a player who actually has sat here and said that. I've had one conversation with people, but even they realized after a little bit of talking, they were just like, maybe you're right. Like something is wrong when Marvel players ask her to get banned. Have you ever asked Marvel? You ever heard Marvel players ask characters to get banned? It's not that often. Like that doesn't really happen.
Yeah, but
bro, Coach Steve immediately looked at her and was just like, she has to go. This doesn't make sense.
But that happens when like GT is released, right? Like with that conversation came. Oh, you wasn't playing at the time. You said you came out on 3.5. Yeah.
No.
But that conversation came up when GT was released. A lot of players were saying that GT should be banned. Having that 4-way spare bomb mix, that GT assist was too crazy. I mean, you got to play against GT assist. If it came at 3.5.
A little,
very little. You came like at the very tail end of it.
Yeah, I didn't play anyone actually using that assist though. But this conversation did come up when I was mentioning the conversation before.
But yeah, characters like GT was still a problem. And he came like, oh, he should have been banned. Even Bardock at a certain point, people were like, oh my god, Bardock is too much.
But none of them got banned.
Yeah, none of them got banned.
She was the only one that broke so many rules that she actually got banned from a major. She got banned. It was like, you can't play her. It's too strong. It's too much. So let me say this, right? So to put into comparison how, because they both was in that caliber of strength, right? I don't want to make one-to-one comparison, but I am. Labco will fuck GT up.
I don't know, man. You never play against GT.
No. I played against GT. I've seen that. Like I've trolled around on season 2 a little bit. Like I studied games. Hold
on.
The games, right?
When you hear GT Goku, all I hear is "Thank you, people of the universe." Like that's all I hear.
Think about something though. If she had to play GT in his prime, doesn't that mean two things? Labco has to be in her prime, and she has to be in the snap meta. My God, imagine playing against that in the snap meta.
I'm saying prime GT versus prime Labco. She is fucking GT up. It's not going to be close. She is beating the brakes off of him. She has 6 true string lows. She did everything GT did. Everything. And GT had so a few things I'm about to point out, right? GT had a clear weakness, and I think this is one of the reasons why he didn't get banned. His clear weakness was that he was able to be zoned out. Proof of this is the Kill Sage. Season 2, his team was a purely zoning team. He was one of the most notable players who actually placed 3rd at the World Tours without actually even using him. And even he admitted it. He was just like, GT. He said it felt possible to play without GT in the GT meta because a lot of characters had strong stuff and he had a very clear weakness. Lab Coat, especially pre-patch Lab Coat, was designed to be perfect in every single regard. So much so to the point where she was by far the best in every single position on a team. She had no weaknesses. Designed to be a perfect character, right? Another point, GT wasn't banned. She got banned. Like, we've had this conversation, like you said, with Bardock GT, but they've never gotten banned.
To be fair, to push back on that one a little bit, to be honest, I think if Labco had more offline play where people can actually explore the character, where the level of competition was still at the all-time high, I think people would have figured out things to counterplay her so that she would have like not gotten banned like GT. Like GT was gonna get banned, but people figured out how to play against him. Labco, we didn't have. How long did we have with Labco before she got patched? I don't remember the exact time frame.
I'm going to be genuinely honest. I don't think any time frame would have changed the decision because of a few things, right? She got banned just because of her mere presence on a team made them have the strongest win condition in the game. Think about this, right? In season 2, GT was terrifying, but the most terrifying thing was Snap, not GT, right? That's what people didn't want to get hit by. GT doing Snap was terrifying, but the game strategy was overall centralized around Snap. You get a hit, how do I get in the Snap, right? Then the next thing was how do I get in the Spirit Bomb, right? To make them guess for the character. She was Snap itself. Her being on a team, their entire game plan was how do I get this debuff? Any character who could hit you could go into a debuff. I think people forget that was the thing.
Yeah.
Any character, you immediately got debuffed.
Yeah.
Another thing, right? Case in point. So what they did to us with Labco, or tried to do, was what they did in season 2 of GT, right? Didn't they drop GT and was just like, all right, we like how this game is right now. We're not going to change it until we feel like it, right? I think the thing was we're not going to change it at all, and people were just speculating whether that meant they were done with the game. I heard a lot of people thought they were done with the game, whatever, right? But and then after season 2, season 3 came out, they're like, all right, so here's some more content, right? They attempted the same thing with Lab Coat, and Bandai, the company who's notorious for not going back on their decisions, was forced to do it. They tried the same thing. They tried to drop a clearly overtuned character at the start of a tour or at the start of competition, and they tried to just let competition happen. And it was so bad that they even had to make an official statement that we must do a patch, including her getting banned. That was a part of the tweet. They made an announcement saying they're going to ban her. Did that happen with GT?
But no, before GT, they said that they're not patching the game. They told us they weren't going to patch the game no matter what.
They told us that with Lab Coat.
They said word for word they're not going to patch the game?
No, but with the communications with Damascus and Tyrant, they're the I don't want to say they're the community managers, but they definitely have the plug.
Okay, but they clearly told us they're not patching the game when GT dropped. They word for word, we're not patching the game.
Yeah, they had the same intention for Lab Coat though. Even Damascus, Damascus and Tyrant, or I don't know if it's Tyrant. I know Damascus for sure. The plug literally went on stream and had like a sit down, like real talk, and it was just like they don't have plans to change the game. The Lab Coat was supposed to be the final patch. That was supposed to be the final patch of the game, right? But even he went to them was just like, it cannot end like this. It is too bad. Like I think like Lab Coat, like there's like if we're going 1 for 1, right? Lab Coat have so many like positives of why like she's worse, quote unquote, than GT over or worse like in terms of competition over GT. Like she had no clear weaknesses, right? You have evidence of people doing very well with all the world class players there. Without GT, the same cannot be said for Lab Coat.
People are carried by GT. Let's not lie.
No, people are carried, just not as much as Lab Coat. Like she like, how do I say this? GT was built to be overtuned, but he still had weaknesses. He's a character that was built to be overtuned, but he's an actual Dragon Ball character. Notice how like every character in this game has a very clear weakness, right? If you sat there and looked at them and analyzed them enough, you would tell what their weakness was, right? It's designed. It's a team game. That's how it's supposed to be. What his strengths were overtuned, right? Like his ace was very strong. He had a very strong assist. His auto combo overtuned. His orb Oki overtuned. His EX moves were some of the strongest in the game, especially he was like the first character with the EX moves.
His auto combos.
His Spirit Bomb overtuned.
Yeah.
Right? But
the mix, yeah, he had a lot. GT had a lot.
Clear weaknesses though. Stubby normals. Can be zoned out. Mid-screen combos not that great. So on and so forth, right? Like again, like typical Dragon Ball character, his weaknesses were clear. It's just his strengths were so absurdly strong to the point where he was guaranteed best, right? If you look at Lab Coat, she was not designed to have a weakness. By design, she's not supposed to have a weakness. You can tell by her design. That's why a lot of people are calling her the laziest character. She is lazy. Like, you look at her design, she's not built like other Dragon Ball characters. She's built like a single player character. It's like characters have weaknesses because it's a team game, right? Like you proceed your assists and your character that you're pairing them with to fix those weaknesses. By design, she's not meant to have it at all. Not weak to guard cancel, can't be zoned out. Actually, probably the best zoner, one of the best anti-zoner. If we're speaking pre-patch, easily the best anti-zoner of the game, right? She's TODing you off you wanting to zone her. One of the strongest defensive characters in the game has a frame 1 anti-air and a frame 1 key blast on the same move. That alone,
she needs that, but she needs that.
She
needs that.
No, that breaks the rules of the game.
But okay, wait, hold on. So I know we've been talking about Lab Coat for a hot minute, but you brought up something interesting, and you mentioned the word lazy. Do you think overall that there's some characters in the game still that are just truly unexplored, that we can consider meta breaking, kind of like the cooler hype, the J2H mix, stuff like that, where people are just like, fusions are the best, plus Lab Coat, yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not gonna explore the rest of the cast.
So you say unexplored, you mean like not one person is using them the right way, or a way they could be used?
Yeah, like let's say for example, I don't know, I'm looking at the cast right now. Let's say like Kefla had some crazy mix, right? But people just haven't discovered it yet. Because they're too lazy to actually play the character. Because they already see, damn, INZEMM plays the best, Nitro plays the best, Wawa plays the best, Yasha plays the best. Why would I waste my time playing Kefla when these are the best characters? They said so, they're winning, so why explore?
It's So looking at the cast, I can't say for sure, right? Because I'm not God. I don't know things that are unknowable, right? Like I can't tell the future, but I do have a few characters who I genuinely think is unexplored to the point where either their strengths are so absurdly strong to the point where people haven't had the need to explore them, or they are straight up unexplored, or people are just now tapping into what they're capable of, right? I'll give you a few examples.
Yeah, like
I
who?
think Zamasu is completely unexplored. I do not think a single Zamasu player, at
Damn.
least who's having decent results, are actually using his Oki situation the right way.
Not even Zane?
No.
Damn.
No, not at all. I'm kind of throwing shade at Zane a little bit because I was noticing he doesn't actually know the actual Zamasu character specifics for Blades of Judgment. The way Zamasu knocks you down, he 50-50s you in the corner. Nothing you can do. You can guess reflect, that is the only thing you're allowed to do. I realized Zane didn't do it correctly either, because looking back at his UFA games, his Blade of Judgment was so fake, you can actually just up tech and double jump out of it. I don't think people are noticing that. I caught on very quickly. I was just like, you're doing this completely wrong, right? Example, right? Not to say he's bad with Zamasu at all. I'm saying there is more to be explored here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because the reason I bring up Zane is because like he's known for being, I guess, at this point in time, the best Zamasu. One of the best Zamasus, right?
He's either him.
But you're calling them out to have fake setups.
Yes, the best one hasn't completely optimized his offensive sequences. You see what I mean?
Okay, that's fair.
And
No,
there
that's
could
fair.
be people who have, but you're not having results, so I can't. Again, I don't know everything, right? So that's why I said out of all the ones who are at least having like decent placements, at least.
That's fine. That's fair. That's fair. I agree.
Beerus is another one. Free. Zane is just tapping into the potential of Beerus. Beerus as a character is by design supposed to be very free flowing. I think the version of Beerus Zane is just now introducing is by far the strongest version of the character, but it can be explored more.
I think Sonic played Beerus at a really good level.
Sonic played Beerus at a good level, but I can't even say. I won't make this claim because Beerus was literally buffed. What Beerus is capable of now, the version of Beerus I'm speaking of, was not possible when Sonic played the character, so I can't speak on that.
Okay.
Who else? Base Vegeta. I still truthfully believe if somebody had the situational awareness to pilot that character optimally, he is one of the strongest characters in the game.
Yeah, all right. So all the people that be saying Base Vegeta sucks, I think they're all trolling. People be disrespecting Base Vegeta crazy, and I truly only think two characters kind of nullify him a little bit, and that's being Vegito and Lab Coat. But I do think that Base Vegeta is still out here. So when people be saying like he sucks, I think they're all trolling. I'm gonna be mad real. I think they're
Funny
trolling.
enough, I have a very weird one, but I'm gonna be honest. I think no one is playing Cell the right way at all.
Not even with that, yeah. Not even with
no one. That character is terrifying.
No, he is. So, they both.
No one has. When I'm saying this, like Zamasu, like I'm not saying their combos are bad or their neutrals bad. I'm saying specifically the offensive sequences. Like when you put them in a block string, some of these characters, in theory, have such a fucked up offensive sequence that if they hit you with an assist or they put you in a block strings with 2 assists, you can just die. Like you will get put into a mix that is a pure guess between 3 or 4 options. If you guess wrong, you get put into another mix that is a guess of 2 or 3 options, and you lose your character.
And Cell literally kills you.
Characters, yes, Cell will literally kill you. I don't want to explain too much, but I'll roughly say what Cell is. You know, it's his post level 3 mix of the instant cross up rolling crush.
The EX.
He can do like how level 3 works, like the cross up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he can do that on wake up. He does not need level 3 to do that.
Yeah. That I know that.
Why don't people just 50-50 on every wake up? Hello? If Cell knocks you down, you're fucked. You know that, right? If Cell genuinely knocks you down, you're screwed. There's nothing you can do. You up tech, perfect attack. Do something. Challenge that move. Down tech, 50-50. Do something about it.
But you're more or less making a read on their wake up.
No, you can react.
React to them up teching. I mean, first of all, you gotta react. You have to be aware that they're up.
It's just a quarter circle input. You can react. You can reaction tech chase in this game. That's another thing.
That's what I'm saying. People, that's what I'm getting at. A lot of people don't know how to tech chase. Almost nobody.
Yeah,
like very limited.
There's like I could probably count the
Kill Sage did it best.
Yeah, like there's probably like single digit number of players who actually react and tech chase properly. Again, there's like so much potential in this game. People aren't really exploring too much. But back to the character potential, right?
Zamasu Bear, so
I think Trunks is underexplored. I think the only one who's actually I think the only Trunks who actually optimally played that character the correct way is Wawa. Um, I know all the Trunks players are modding,
Was
but you're
who?
gonna have to hold
Sorry.
that. Wawa. I think he's the only one
Okay.
who actually played that character the correct way. Everyone else isn't playing that character the correct way. Or they could be playing the correct way. They're not optimizing it enough. Is a better way to put it.
Okay. Give me a fifth
I think
one.
Red Gogeta is underexplored. I don't think anyone like. I think that character, the way he's a character, whereas if you are perfect, there is nothing you can do. There's not that many characters who function like that. There's not that many characters
Perfect.
who can
What do
actually
you
do
mean
that.
by perfect?
If played correctly, there is nothing you can do. It is an impossibility to beat that character if piloted correctly. That's what I mean by that. There's not a lot of characters who can function like that, but I think he's one of them.
Not even lab coat?
No.
I want to disagree. I think if you play lab coat the way you play Red Gogeta, it's really hard to like pin them down.
Let me rephrase it like this, right? In a
Go
perfect
ahead.
world, like a simulation, peak level, and when I mean peak, I mean god level of omnipotence of you are the most perfect example of what could be played. You are cream to crop. There's no getting better. No amount of practice can make you better. The best that could ever exist. Red Gogeta fight the best that could ever exist. Lab coat. Red Gogeta will win. That's what I mean by that.
Okay. But that's not okay. I get what you mean. But it's really hard to replicate that because human.
Yes, it's hard.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hard.
Okay. I get what you mean.
We're speaking on unexplored potential, though. That's
Yeah. Okay. No, I understand. Now I understand. I get what you mean.
Is there anyone else?
Name
Nitro, I
5
can
already.
investigate UI very well, so I won't say him. That's about it for the most part. There's like a few like that are like kinda, but people who are really good, I'd like to say don't Gohan, but Wawa is the version of the character who people should be playing. I think he's the only one who has achieved that. But again, there's one person who's there, so. But like
Yeah.
other than those are like.
What about
the
like Fat
main
Boo? Like those
focus.
weird characters, the Fat Boos of the game.
I don't know enough about these characters to speak on it. I was looking at like characters like Fat Boo or Krillin, but I simply don't understand the character in depth enough to actually like say for certain. So I won't.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess the last one is Majin 21. I forgot about her.
Really? You don't
I
think
think-
Nitro, Pred tapped into that character's potential?
Nitro. So Nitro was by far the best Majin 21, right? Better than all of them. I can confidently say that he's better than Kasuga, better than Sonic, better than Preds. Even him being the best with that character, still was missing a few things, and by a few things, basically just one thing, which was optimization of steals. I think no one has managed her steals correctly at all. Not at all, right? People are good at it, but it can be done better. Is what I mean. It can be done better. There's like the way it should work is you know which character, like people should like really sit there in the lab and be like, all right, I know which characters give which steals. If I hit you in the corner, which steals do I get? Do I have an assist? I get these steals. I get the most optimal situation. If I hit you mid screen, if I hit you in the corner, if I hit you with a vanish route, prioritizing getting 2 assists so you can get like jailing super dash mix. Maybe prioritizing only getting 1 steal because you want to keep your command grab. Little things like that. Like there is a version of her that should just be a flow chart. Like no matter what, you should always do these. You know what I mean? And no one has correctly built her flow chart.
But I don't. Okay, I'm gonna have to push back a little bit, not because of the Majin 21, but I think this goes into the point of you wanting to constantly just, I guess, perfectionist in a way, wanting to be the best, and like it's hard for Nitro, Pred, Sonic, Kasuga, whoever, right? It's really hard for all these players to constantly play that game where, oh, right now I should do super dash mix, oh, right now I should go for a command grab mix, constantly over and over again in tournament settings, because it's too much. It is too much. You're gonna put your own mental stack on yourself.
I don't think so. It should just be, like I said, a flowchart. That's like saying, so I'll give you an example, right? People said it wasn't possible like base Vegeta. I literally told people before I investigated, I was just like, I think if base Vegeta just hits you, you should just be putting a 50-50 every single time, regardless of where you are on the screen, as long as he has an assist. People are just like, that's not how this game works. I was just like, no, I think you haven't investigated enough. I proved it. Base Vegeta in practice, if he knocks you down, no matter what, he will 50-50 as long as he has an assist.
Yeah,
And it's not necessarily a mental stack thing. You're not thinking of it. That's why I said it's a flow chart. It should just be built into you. Similar to how, I'll give you an example, right? When you hit somebody with Vegito and you have 4 bars, what do?
Oh, you go level 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
You just go straight for the mix. Yeah, you go straight for the mix.
So think of that with steals. It's a flowchart. It shouldn't be a thought. It should be, I understand. I've replicated this so many times. Again, it will require a little more thought because, or a little bit more time and to like really optimize every situation because it can like differ a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because she has different steals, you have different assists. But once again, it should like you going back to like being a competitor and everything. It's not that much hard work if you genuinely like dedicated your mind to that, sat down with Modern 21 for let's say a month, right? There's like 2 to 3 months time spans before like all like the important tournaments. That's
Yeah.
a lot of fucking time. You mean to tell me you can't? Hello? Like you see
Yeah,
what I
but
mean? Like you mean to tell me you can't optimize this in that
Okay.
amount of time? Like
Yes, but it goes back to what you said at the very beginning of the conversation, right? When you were talking to Sonic, there's just footage out there, but players are lazy. They're just lazy, and that's just what it comes down to at the end of the day.
yeah, they're just laziness,
Yeah. So
laziness, and lack of critical thinking.
yes, I agree. But what do you do? Like when you're this player who's lazy and you want to compete, you should stop competing if you're being lazy?
Stop being lazy, or hear me out, keep doing it and keep losing. Whichever one you want to do.
Eventually,
I mean, like, I'm not being mean. This is just a matter of the fact, right? Like, those two don't. You can't be lazy and win. If you're lazy and win, you probably shouldn't be happy about the win. That means everybody else sucks, right? But yeah, like if you're lazy and you want to compete, either A, stop being lazy and start winning. B, keep being lazy and keep losing. Or C, just quit.
Damn,
Like,
it's like
there's-
that. I mean, earlier you mentioned
Well,
you say you're
what
talking
else
to.
can you do?
But wait, hold on. The reason I bring this up is because earlier in your stream, right, you were saying that if somebody's playing, you were talking about Plug. You said, look at his team. He's playing Vidal, Nappa, and who's the third character?
No, Blue Goku. I was like, bro. I said, bro.
You said go play Skullgirls. Yeah, I was like, yo, that's OD.
No, I told him that. That wasn't disrespecting. I'm just like, what you want to do with this team? There is a game for it. Just play that game instead.
That's OD. You said, yo,
Like, you
option
can tell
D,
somebody
play a
like-
different game.
He's like, you can tell when somebody's not trying to play Dragon Ball on Dragon Ball. Just simply play the game you want to play. Oh, other character. This is kind of off topic. Other character, sorry.
Go ahead.
But the other person, the other two characters who I think is extremely unexplored is I think Jiren's underexplored. I don't think people understand how his defensive counterplay works at all, actually. And I think Gotenks was extremely unexplored. Ghostoki. I think that another one of those, mainly basically just characters who have strong offensive sequences. No one actually sat there and optimized
Kazunoko.
it to the. No, he didn't.
The Gosoki?
Yeah, he didn't completely optimize it. It could have been more optimal.
But does
Bro,
he have to
Kazunoko-
be more optimal once he got the knockdown? It was pretty much GG's. Did he have to
Yeah,
be
and see,
more
and that's the
optimal?
difference. That's the difference. That's the difference. That's being lazy. Oh my god, like it's working, so I shouldn't have to change it. You can do it better. Yeah, I can do it better, but like,
slightly
no, but
disagree.
do it
The
better.
reason why I say that is because he didn't have enough time. Every time he found it, they nerfed him.
Yeah,
They
they kept
nerfed him, like,
nerfing him.
mad fast.
Then they nerfed the Ghostoki. They only changed Ghostoki like once, right?
Well, like,
No, they
I
kept
would say,
nerfing his
like, the
team, his
meta
character.
changed. The snap, the
Oh
whole
yeah,
snap
but
meta changed
he
and everything.
always
Then-
played Gotenks, correct?
For
the most part.
For
For the most
part,
part,
yeah.
yeah.
So like, as long as Ghostoki wasn't changing that, I know what you're saying, but I'm strictly speaking. on
Why
what
are you
knocks
strictly
down
talking about
in
the
the
Oki
corner.
itself? Okay,
Yes.
I understand.
I can even go as far as to say if Gotenks hits you mid-screen and somebody explored enough, he could probably just fuck you up still. You're probably just 50-50 with Ghostoki.
But was there to say that Kazunoko hasn't tried those options already?
No, like I'm saying they exist. People just didn't care enough. My friend proved it, Shad.
Oh yeah,
Shad was the closest to optimizing it. I won't say he had it perfect. It was the closest. And he even proved it. Like, people were spending 4 ghosts to get a 50-50. Bro, he only needed 2. He only needed 2 ghosts, and he has 3 mix-ups. 3 mix-ups with just Ghostoki. And then he had 5 mix-ups because his next 2 assists back. Man's like Kazunoko had, like, what, 3 mix-ups? Max 4 per Ghostoki sequence? You see what I mean?
But that's the thing, right?
The
Because
combos
at
could be
that time,
optimized too. Like even the combos, all these Ghostoki.
Oh, yeah,
they were
for
losing
Kazunoko's
thousands
combos-
of damage.
Yeah, no.
Thousands of damage on their Ghostoki confirms.
yeah, Kazunoko's combos were, very questionable, right? But I do think Kazunoko at their peak, he got it work done. Because even if he's not getting the 5 mix-ups, right? He's getting 2 or 3. Those 2 or 3 works because he don't have to go into another layer. Remember, this is at the time where Gosoki, what is it? Gotenks JL is all overhead. I think this was at that time period. Yeah, all his overhead.
Yeah, it was that time. That was a cheating
Yeah.
time.
So it's like he doesn't have to go into layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. There's no need to.
They were getting hit by layer 1.
You're getting hit by layer
Everybody
1.
It worked in his respective time frame.
Yeah.
That's
He
not
was
what I'm
saying
saying.
that
I'm saying
it could have went to peakness.
there
It coulda
is
went to, like-
unexplored potential here. So have you ever seen? So I'll give you an example, right? Have you ever watched Super Smash Bros. Melee, or
Yeah,
even
yeah.
know any of the
Yeah.
history of that game? You know Mewtwo King, right?
Yes.
People literally. So people were playing Marth. Let's have Ken, for example, right? Dominance in his time, right? Using Marth, the best in the world. He, compared it to what we know now, obviously would get worked, right? Like not even close. He'd be a bot, right? But
Yeah.
at the time, it worked. Mewtwo came along and looked at the character and was just like, if I grab you, you should die. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about this. It should be a flowchart. Mathematically perfect. You should die. And he proved it. People are saying you couldn't. Whatever this, whatever that. You don't need to. Like, maybe you didn't need to because Ken was winning. That's not the point. There is work to be done that could be perfected even better. Like those situations where like people, like sometimes when Kazunoko did Ghost Hulk, he'd have to loop it over and over again. There's no need for that. He didn't have to.
You could have just done it
kill
one
them.
time. Kill them.
If you did it
get
one
over
time,
it.
if you optimize your fifth secret, it could have been over. Like, yeah, people didn't escape his Ghost Oki, but sometimes people did. So let's say 10 out of 10 times he did Ghost Oki. Let's say 8 out of 10 times it worked. 2 out of 10 times they escaped it. If he optimized it, it would have been 10 out of 10 times it would have worked. You see what I mean? Like, not to
Okay.
say like in the respective time frame, it was good enough for sure. He was world champion, right? I'm not too sure about season 1. That was definitely way before my time. I haven't even studied
Yeah.
too much on season 1, but
Yeah.
the matter of fact is I know he was just the best, right? So
That's
it
fair.
worked, but it just that wasn't like the topic at hand. The topic at hand was who's unexplored. Like, and my thing was no one truly optimized it the most they possibly could. Oh yeah, the other thing I forgot to mention, Ray Gogeta, literally no one has optimized his levels at all.
His level
Like,
up.
that character, yeah, he should just kill you.
You know, it's
So
interesting.
many different hits.
It's interesting because like Ray Gogeta, we all know he's really good at the game, right? Some people put him in the top 3, top 5, whatever, right? But not that many people play the character. Like not much.
It's because he's the hardest out of all the easiest characters. He's the hardest, easiest character.
But as you mentioned it before, if you play him to the T, he's literally the most obnoxious character, the perfectionist character. Like,
Yeah,
you can't lose.
He's the king.
Yeah. But why don't
If Red-
people do that then? Like, I want to understand. Like, we know Gogeta's crazy. Why aren't we playing him?
Ignorance and laziness.
Damn, it always comes back to that.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so the better question is, how can we stop being lazy as a community?
I don't think community can change. That's person to person. I feel.
Yeah, I think that's a person by person basis, but positive influences on the community can help. I don't like throw my accolades around there, but an example, right? Earlier on stream, I made that video about how to improve, right? A lot of people in there had like 100 viewers. A lot of people looked at that, and I think like 2 to 3 people actually subbed and immediately started implementing those steps, right? Boom. I'll give an example, right? Back to what I was saying earlier, prime example. This is what I mean, like it is a person by person basis, but having a positive influence on the community can definitely help because Hikari, for example, right? We mentioned how he's good, but he's arrogant as fuck, right? Like, he's arrogant as fuck. That's why people generally dislike him in this community. At least that was the history of him, right?
Mhm.
And he actually had an issue. One of the things I was talking about where he didn't take accountability of anything. If he lost, it was the game's fault. He would rage. Lapco sucks, or Lapco's too broken. Yada yada. This game sucks. Get off, right? And it took me beating him X amount of times and literally explaining to him what's happening for him to realize, like, I actually have DMs. He came to my DMs like a week ago and said, you know what? You're right. He was like, I was being ignorant, and he was just like, it's not the game's fault. It's because I'm doing bad. I play him, and I can see the difference of mentality. You can see it, right? So if you, like, again, it's a person by person basis, but if you have a person or a group of people who make you want to get better, like actually make you want to improve. Another example, like Lord Knight, when he was making content, right? He made a lot of people want to get better. No, he made a lot of people want to get better. I think it's important to have like a lot of people like.
Wait, so you saying we need a mixture? Because like we need a mixture of toxicity and positive reinforcement.
Yeah, I'm the living embodiment of that. I feel like I help a lot of people get better. I feel like I get a lot of people to want to get better, but I'm toxic as hell too. I can do both.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, right? Because we don't have that many positive, I guess, content creators. Maybe a handful.
We don't.
You know, and it's also to what you said at the very beginning. Just as humans, we're like, oh, negativity. Oh, what's that? You know, it drives more. It brings in more of that. Oh, I want to see more of INZEMM being toxic. I want to see that. I want to see you teabagging players. Like, people want to see that more often than not. So sometimes they'll fall for the clickbait side. Oh my God, the amount of disrespect versus how to get better at this game. You know.
See, Plug said in my stream too. He was like, I met INZEMM at Finland. He said, and I got better at the game in just a few days. Not to say like I sat there and helped him, because I did, but it's even just like, even being around that energy, you know what I mean? Humans have a tendency of like replicating energies, right? Like that's actually like something in our head. I forgot which like neuron in the brain it is, but it's literally there for mimicry, right? When you yawn, somebody else is yawn, you yawn, right?
Contagious,
that's actually what's happening.
the contagious.
Yes, contagious, right? So it's very contagious. Like anything's contagious. Toxicity is contagious. And again, like you said, like a lot of people like to be around toxicity, which it is. That is for sure. That is definitely, you know. I mean, look at Hook and shit, right? Look at low tier God and shit, right? Like toxicity is hilarious.
Smoked.
I find it fucking hilarious. But at the same time, like both can exist. I generally think I can be toxic, but like as long as you realize it's in the game, like as long as you realize you can keep it in the game, then you can also understand that like I can also choose to help you too. We could just, everything's in the game, right? Like we're playing a video game at the end of the day. So like I think like if we had more people who are like willing to sit here and like really help, like it's funny enough, this is actually why I came to the conclusion that why NA was weaker than EU. The average level of NA was weaker than EU, and I still believe this.
Oh, I disagree with that.
Or maybe not as much in recent time, but definitely a few months ago for sure. And the reason why I was saying this was because the top players in EU were more willing to sit there and play ranked and sit there and stream and answer questions than the top player in NA.
Okay.
Like before I came along, no one really cared. Like you had Hook and stuff, but he didn't care to help. Like just being around someone who wants or makes you want to get better, whether that's like a really good player who's beating you or a really good player who's helping you on stream, like that is important. That's important for all levels of play. More specifically
But we have players like the Killswitch and Cloud that did that.
Yeah, which is I'm more so speaking of like season 4ish. For sure. Like before, like after Sage quit, or Cloud was still doing it. I don't be in Cloud streams too often, but I don't know how willing he is to help. Okay. I can't speak on any of that, right? But the matter of the fact was, like, EU had Yasha doing it, EU had Seihan doing it, EU had Shanks doing it. Shanks literally runs a fucking DBFZ school. Case in point, right?
Yeah. I didn't know that, actually. What the hell? I actually did not know that.
Yeah, no, it's in Spanish, but...
I mean, I understand Spanish, but I just didn't know he had one.
Yeah, he had some lessons. I was looking at it. Again, me feeding for knowledge. I wanted to check, and I was like, I don't speak Spanish. Well, shit.
Shit, hit me up. I got you. I'm bilingual, gang.
Like, don't really give a fuck about everyone. Yeah. So like, not to say we didn't have it, but I'm saying like, EU, it was more in abundance, and their top like cream to crop players did it. You know what I mean? Like Yasha was booting up stream every day, terrorizing net play every single. Wawa literally runs around on net play on a daily basis, using random select characters. You know how good that is? Imagine you're fucking around, you're trolling, being lazy, but you want to go to a tournament and win, right? And you run into Wawa and he 10-0s you. Using a troll team. He hit random select 3 times. That's going to spark something. That's going to spark something in you if you actually care.
I was going to say this when you mentioned the comment about NA and EU, right? I truly believe that in NA, you tell me whether you agree or disagree. I truly believe that in EU, they're top heavy, whereas in NA, we're more spread out in our skill.
I actually think it's the opposite.
Damn. No,
I think it's the opposite because of what I was saying. Maybe not in recent time.
Yeah, I said it because when I went to UFA, like I played against all the mid-level players, the high-level players here in the States, and then I go over there and I'm like, damn, the mid-level players here, they're not that strong.
I think I know what's happening. I think this is our different definition of mid-level of play. I think that's what's happening. What I meant by that is, when I think mid-level of play, I think people. Maybe your definition fits more. Maybe my definition is too strict. I'm more so speaking of like, I guess, high level of play to top level of play. Like I think there's low level of play, mid level of play, high level
Yeah.
of play.
I think the Wawa Kane, Yasha, Wade, those people. I think those people are the top heavy. Those are the top heavy hitters.
Yeah. Like
You know.
let me put it like this, right? If you enter an online tournament in EU, the top 8 will be considerably better than online for NA's top 8. That's what I meant. Like the people are placing top 8, top 12. Anything below that, I can't speak for that specifically, but that's more so what I was speaking.
Wait, you
on.
think EU's top players are stronger than NA's?
No, like I mean, like in random online tournament where like maybe none or only one of their top players is playing, like that top 8, like not not their top 8 in general.
Okay,
like the random,
okay.
You know, like the Kasuga Cup or whatever the fuck, or like the qualifiers to Wanted or some shit.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like they're quote unquote mid level players like Chomp and shit. Like he's good. Like for being considered, or at least in my head, like mid to high level of play, that is very high level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, I think players like Chomp will get fodderized by our players here. By like the Dragon Gods. I
disagree.
No, but I think that's how I mean, it could be biased, right? It could be 100% biased. But seeing Chomp play and then seeing Lincoln play, seeing Dragon God play, I really think Dragon God was smoking because a lot of people disrespect him and they don't actually know how good he really is.
I don't know. That's more so like we're definitely just getting like going.
Yeah, very specific, but
specific, yeah.
But I do think that there's players here that just get disrespected, crazy, and they don't actually like Axize, for example. Axize don't get his actual respect. People sleep on him a lot, and I think Axize is one of the best people that ever touched the game.
Insane.
I think Axize, he literally ran the house for.
I heard about that.
For like 2 years.
Yeah, y'all really let Jiren wax y'all like that? Shit is getting sadder by the day.
But that's the thing though, right? Like at that point in time, there was just a gap between us. Between Axize and the rest of us, there was just a gap. The only time Axize ever lost was when like we used to call them the big three, right? When either Sonic, Sage, or Nakio pulled up, right? That's the only time we're like, okay, Axize is probably not gonna win today. But even then, he's getting top 3, top 2, top 1. Like there's still a chance that Axize is winning regardless.
Yeah, I heard the stories. I heard he was him.
No, he was definitely him. Axize was definitely him.
I remember that time.
That was yo. If you ever go back in the footage and you view and you see, bruh, Axize was definitely him.
I don't know how you let Jiren doing that to you guys, especially in season 2.
He's playing Jiren 17. What you mean?
Oh, never mind. He is woke. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Jiren 17, Goku Black. What you like? Axize knew. He knew before all their buffs too. Mind you, this is base Goku as well. Like this is before these characters were buffed. But Axize knew something that the rest of us just didn't know. Yeah, that's Axe nice. That's Axe nice. If you ever go back and you look at the footage, bro, I promise you, like. Axize was definitely just out here cooking people on the regular basis, on a consistent basis. He was just him.
Yeah, but like when I was saying that, I was more so speaking of like my time frame, like season, like end of season 3.5 upwards towards like I'd like to say pre-lab coat or original lab coat is where I'd say, or is where like this opinion would hold true. Again, now. Like by my own logic, I feel like more NA players, NA top players are streaming and interacting with the community. Like more so like me, Nitro, Hook kind of stopped, but he wasn't that much of a helping force to begin with. He's just trolling people in that play.
Hook's way of teaching you is saying, "Yo, bro, stop super dashing. What are you doing?" He'll give you those comments like those.
Like he's literally mean.
Yeah, that's
Hook's help was him going on that play and beating the brakes off you, and it was up to you to come to the realization of like, damn, I have to get better or just hold that shit, right? But maybe I think now it's different. Now it's potentially different. I was more so speaking on that time frame though.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fair. It just okay. What I would say is, if you want help, if you're seeking help, there's people that you can go to that will help you. Do you agree or no?
You said like right now?
Yeah, today.
Yes, me.
Yeah. I agree. You would definitely help people. Like I guess people are also afraid. This is to everybody watching right now, by the way. This is every single person that's watching, right? Don't be afraid to just be like, yo, Danny, you want to run some games? I'm trying to get better. Yo, INZEMM, you want to run some games? I'm trying to improve. Don't, like, maybe if the person is busy, yeah, they'll probably say no. But these people also have metaphors, right? Like, there's ways to get in contact with said player. It's not impossible to reach them. Now, in some cases where you're from the EU, right? Like, and you can't play from EU to NA because it'd be super, super laggy, right? But there's players in the EU that you can also play that you could get their attention. Be like, yo, I'm really trying to improve and get better. Like, here, I'll sign up for your metaphor. Like, I really just want to play you. If you really want to, it's true. But if I'm lying, INZEMM, tell me I'm lying. But if you really want to improve, there's ways for you to truly improve.
I literally said that same thing on stream. There's plenty of ways. If you genuinely wanted to, there are so many different avenues you can go down.
Yeah.
You can do it on your own. You don't even need no one's help. The work is done for you on YouTube, for being completely honest. But you need pointers.
That's it's a little different. Because, like, sometimes, you know what? This will be the follow-up question, right? Let's say you have all that footage. Right, you have all the footage. I can go back on your VOD, INZEMM, right? I can go back on your VOD and study and watch things, right? I can see what you're doing, right? But if I'm that player, I'm just like, damn, I see what INZEMM is doing, but I just don't know how to apply it. Like, they see it, they understand it, but they don't know how to. What do you say to those players?
So they're watching the VOD. They understand what's happening, but they can't figure out the why.
They can't execute it. That why's, yeah. What?
So
what do you say to them?
If you can't figure out the why, I think that's where you go and ask questions. If you genuinely can't figure out why, then start asking questions. But I genuinely, unless you're very new to this game, if you've been playing this game for a long time, I actually genuinely believe everyone, like, given enough time, a little bit of critical thinking, they could probably figure out the why. If you can't figure out the why, look at the interactions that happen before and after. Like, example, right? Something happened, I got a hit. What did I do? I did dash up 6M plus assist. Why did it work? You try, it doesn't work. Try to look at the previous interactions. You know, maybe you looked at the previous interactions. Oh, maybe I did cross up a few times. You take it to the training room, do exactly what I did, and then the bot will try to cross you up. You'll block it. Next time you do dash up 6M, surprise, surprise, it looked like a cross up. You'll walk forward, and so it's like, oh, I see. You know what I mean? If you can't do that, then literally just harass people with questions. That's what I did.
Yeah, because
there's so many players you can ask. I harass them with questions every day in their streams.
Yeah, they told us, Lawless was telling us last week that you was harassing Fenriddy, and Fenriddy over here on his phone trying to Google Translate or whatever.
I'm literally harassing.
But that just goes to show to your greatness as well, right? Like, you're trying to improve, you're trying to be him. So you're harassing Fenriddy with questions, but of course there's a boundary, right? Like, there's a medium of what, like, you can harass people with questions, but you obviously have to understand your boundaries, right? Like, don't come up to people.
In English.
Yeah, like, you have to understand, like, yo, like,
you gotta get your knowledge, man.
He wants to help you, but you're being too much of a nerd right now. Like, you know, there's things that you have to, like, wait a minute. Like, if someone is eating, if INZEMM, you're eating, we're like, yo, INZEM, so what do you think about, like, yo, bro, I'm eating right now. Relax. Like,
I'm looking at me like, that ass? Like, that ass?
You know what I mean? Like, oh, we on a flight and I see you got your headphones on. Like, I tap your shoulder, turn you around, like, yo, INZEMM. So what do you know? There's a time and place. Yeah. There's a time and place. It's not in a hotel room when somebody doesn't speak English fluently. It's like,
no, I walked up to him in the venue. Like, Lawless literally told me to give up when I was about to play him in the hotel room. I wanted to shot. Funny enough, I actually didn't go to Fenrich to learn stuff. I wanted to play against him. I wanted to teach him stuff about the team. We play the same team. I wanted to teach him stuff because I noticed there's a lot of shit he's missing, and I'm very ecstatic to help people. It's very fun for me, right?
Yeah, I can hear your smile.
Yeah, I'm literally. Like, I can hear it. I was like, Lawless, I'm gonna show him some shit that's gonna change his view on how this team works, and he was just like, just don't. He was like Fenrich is the type of person to be very timid about a lot of things. He was like, if you try to strong arm him into learning stuff, he'll always say yes, even if he doesn't actually believe it because he hates conflict. And he was just like, if you want to show him, just do it to him in a match until he finally understands. And I was like, okay. So I did that. I kind of finessed him in a match until he finally got it. And I just kept doing it until he was just like, wait a minute, this is broken. And I was just like, yes, it is.
And now he's more inclined to actually listen to you if you say something.
Yeah, then he switched to Blue Judaeus. Case in point. Not to say I was the leading factor into it, but I think I influenced part of that decision. I hope I did.
Yeah. So you're saying INZEMM, if me, Mr. Daniel, the content creator, was like, you know what, I actually want to get OD nasty at this game. All I gotta do is harass you.
Yeah. Bro, like, the way I look at it is, so here's the way I generally look at it is, right? I think it is the responsibility of good players to help players worsen them, because those good players did the same thing to the players who are better than them to get better. So if I join this community, I harass Seihan with questions, I harass Yasha, Wawa, Nitro, Shad, Predator with questions, getting better. I generally don't think I have the right to, once I'm good, kind of turn the other cheek when other people want to get better. I feel like I'm obligated to do so. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like a duty almost.
I get what you
Which
mean, but there's some players that are like, I don't owe you nothing.
INZEMM Spider-Man, Jesus.
But yeah, there's players that be like, I don't owe you anything. And they shrug their own like, what I owe you for? You didn't help me.
I
That
genuinely like
mindset.
helping people too. I actually like helping people.
Yeah.
Like the thing I was doing on Metafy, I was actually doing for free in random discords, random chats and stuff, and I was just like, I could probably reach a wider audience doing this on Metafy. I looked at everybody's prices and I lowballed my prices considerably in comparison to everyone else, just so people can be like, maybe get a little bit of profit on the side. But that was my clear intention. Like I made it point earlier, using my stream earlier, right? I come from a game where that's not so accessible. Like I fiend for it. Like I had to make plans to get good practice. If I just wanted to play against somebody who was good, I had to play them in bare minimum $20 money matches for just the first of two. Just the first of two, $20 money matches. That was the only way I could get good practice. So like,
because nobody, there's people out there that would be like, I'm not gonna play unless you pay up. That is a thing.
Yeah. So like, I genuinely like, well, if I'm in this situation and I'm like let's say the tables have turned and I'm in the situation where I can like benefit, or not benefit, but help other people get better. Like I'll do one better. Bare minimum $20 for first two in Gears of War. Okay. Once I get better, in Gears, by the way, I play people for free all the time if they wanted to. Oh, check yourself, somebody like that's from the Gears community who's like known me for a very long time, can even like vouch for me here. I'll play somebody for free if they wanted to. I'd money match them if they asked for it. But if they were like they wanted to get better, they could just ask me. I'll play them. I there's things I can work on too. But like example, right? First or $20 money match bare minimum for first to two, right? I'm letting people sub to me one time for first to seven. Like
yeah, you were doing that earlier with Mace Straps. I saw earlier.
Yeah, like I like.
These are things that happen, but the thing is like, no, I've said this to you before, but I actually appreciate people like you, having people like you come into the community, stuff like that, right? Because you actually enable people, you push them to actually want to play the game, to actually want to get better and compete, and not just be like, oh, I'm just another name in the bracket. No, you're wanting people to be like, yo, when you get in that bracket, going with a winner mentality, going with a mindset. Like even right now, I'm looking at your desktop, right? Like I have your screen open, and you have notes. I don't think people have these. They have notes. You have notes on Nitro, notes on Kefla, right? You have notes on different type of people, notes on ECT. You have different kinds of notes everywhere.
Versus fighting the event I literally didn't go to.
Yeah, but these are things that you have notes on. Like the only other person that I remember, to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, is okay. He's the only other person I know that when he went to tournaments, he had his phone out or book out, something out that he had notes on. He was like, okay, oh, I'm about to play Daniel. He's playing Vidal. Vidal has this. Okay, noted. And then he goes into the match. It's like, all right, I'm ready. Right? Not that many people actually do that.
I didn't even know he did it, but it makes sense. I
would
actually expect for him to do it. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Shows your dedication. A lot of people don't have that dedication and grind.
True.
Hopefully it'll change. Maybe rollback will. It's not going to change the state of the game, of course, but it'll maybe influence people to come back and give it another shot, because the game is definitely still fun. Like I know a lot of people complain and everything, but it's still fun. Still think there's a lot, like he said, to be found and explored. It's just top tier will always be top tier. That's just how it is. People got to just accept that.
Somebody here back way. He says they actually appreciate you because you don't give a general response. You actually would even sit there for 20 minutes, 30 minutes even, and just explain to the person what's happening. You're willing to take that time instead of somebody saying, yo, damn, how do I be like super dashes like you were doing like the Team Gohan one earlier, right? Like a lot of people don't know why that happens. And you would explain, you like, look, the reason why this happens is blah, blah, blah. Other people would be like, yo, bro, just don't super dash. But you would explain the reasoning why it's happening.
It's funny. It's actually really nice to hear that, because this is a parallel to what I got in Gears. I used to do this in Gears. Again, you understand the mentality of the community from what I was telling you. So I say this in Gears, I would start it. I swear to God, again, it's my group of friends, so they kind of patronize me a little bit, but it literally be like, oh, here we go again. Like that
Yeah.
would be a common
Yeah.
response, and I'm just like,
Here
do I
we
not
go
care about
again.
getting better? But like again, this is the why why I like fighting against people are more keen on trying to get better and stuff. Like I will, you're right, I will sit there and explain it because I was just like I would want somebody to do it for me. People have done it for me.
Yeah. And it's true though.
People
Like
have.
you've done these things. Like even if it's brief, right? You're willing to sit there. What was this, like a month ago, 2 months ago, right? You're trying to understand Vidal. I'm like, all right, bro, I just happened to be in your stream. You're like, oh, you're trying to learn Vidal's matchup, and I explained to you, yeah, you can backdash a lot of her stuff. It's not real, right? There's things that you can still learn, even from players. You know, obviously,
Free.
There's things you can learn from players that aren't better than you. There's things.
The one thing I truly respect when I see a player do, shout out Yash because he's done this. This is why I even more respect to him. He's also one of the only players who actually consider a competitor in this community right now. He was playing Skeezer and he's beating him. He beats him, turns to him and says, "Can you help me with this matchup? I'm struggling." If I see you win and you turn to the next person and ask them what could you be doing better, I know you want to win.
Yeah.
That is a sign.
Damn, when was this?
Of caring. This is at Combo Breaker.
Damn. That's lit. I didn't know that. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. I mean, Yasha has done that with me when they're out here, when out here staying at my house and stuff. They do ask me like random questions here and there. But it's interesting to know that even at the top players, they're still willing to learn.
Like I trade ideas with Yasha all the time. I actually like really like him as a competitor. Like we like bounce ideas back and forth for like different teams or like how to deal with certain.
I actually got to dip out, fellas. It was a pleasure talking to you. I'm gonna hit you up because I'm definitely trying to improve myself. I gotta get ready for this LCQ. So
yeah, for sure.
Hitting you up.
All right, J-Bo, you already know.
All right, Daniel, appreciate you for what you're doing, bro. This is dope as fuck for the community.
Like,
definitely, bro.
Thank you, J-Bo. Appreciate you.
I'll give you an example. I'm trying to think back to something. He's taught me a lot of stuff, right? He taught me example dealing with S Broly. He was showing me that like if S Broly command grabs you.
Who?
Or no, best one, Labco 21.
Wait, who are you
Yasha,
talking about?
Yasha.
Okay.
Again, still on Yasha about how we like bounce ideas back and forth and stuff. Like example, like talking to him, I was noticing he was doing. I was asking him how does he do with Labco 21 command grab. He was showing me how he does J2H. He texts with J2H. He was like, it's going to be hard to tech DR because you have to do it extremely fast. But it was like, if she attempts a command grab or a debuff and you did it correctly, you will punish her for it. Even that unpunishable ass debuff, it's just a straight punish, right?
That's what Goichi does now.
What happened?
That's what Goichi does now.
Yeah, Goichi stole it from Yasha.
Yeah.
The best players steal shit all the time. I'll tell you right here.
I know. Yeah.
I went to Goichi stream the other day, and he was learning the fusions, and I just typed something. I think I put a nitro emote. That is it. And then he looked at me, and he was like, "Oh, INZEMM." He was just like, "Me watch you, all copy." Like he can't speak English, but he got the point across, right?
Yeah, you understood the point.
Yeah, I got the point, right? So Yasha was showing me that, and then like example, like I did the Janema counterplay to Wade at a install. Where you proc the Genome counter, you just run at him like a maniac and it misses. Like he immediately saw that. And the first thing he's in my Discord was just like, "What just happened?" He was like, "I was like, you can do that." And I walked him through it and stuff. But like, like players,
it's not perfect tracking.
Yeah, no, it's not perfect tracking. It can't track a forward dash. Go on, be lurking. Any multi-time champion always lurks. That is something you must understand.
Even as a streamer, be real. Even as a streamer, when you're streaming, are you still lurking in other people's streams?
I don't because it kind of fucks my connection up.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I be lurking like I don't like talking about myself that much in terms of like or in terms of things I've done to like kind of hype up my image. But I just want to kind of drive home the point of like how much people I personally think you want to be competitive, you want to win. Like I will literally show you right now, or I probably can't show you, but on my phone, in Gears of War, there used to be a weekly tournament called 2Ks, right? Tournament every NA, they were split by regions. NA was one region completely, West Coast included. Then it was split between like EU, Mexico, stuff like LATAM. I think it was LATAM, not even just Mexico, right? But every week, right? There was a player explosive, the best player in the game by far, right? Genius, multi-time champion. I think Explosive won out of all the tournaments that happened in that game. He only lost 2 of them. Period. 2 majors ever.
Okay.
Keep in mind that game's lifespan was like 3 years, and events happened like every 2.5 months, every 2 months. So he streamed every 2K, right? So me being a teenager, I literally don't have a credit card, so I cannot sub to him. He has his VODs on subscriber only. So I
Yeah.
can't sub to him, meaning that I can only watch things live, and that's it. Obviously, you understand how much I want to study, how much I want to improve and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Same mindset, if not more intense back then, especially. You know what I did? And this kind of goes back to what you're saying. Like, there's always a way, right? All I did was like, okay, a little bit of critical thinking. I turned on his stream. I had his notifications on. Every time I turned on the 2K stream, I plugged my phone up, turned on his stream, turned my phone to where it can never go off. It can never lock itself as long as I don't do it intentionally. Put it some random place in the house, turned on screen record, left it there for the whole day.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
I promise you, I have multiple streams from franchise. Funny enough, franchise, somebody who I teamed with years later. Funny how that works. Multiple from explosives, from the best players in the game. Like there's, I'm telling you, bro. Like if you
the dedication,
win, there's a way.
But that's what I said. I said it very early. I said if you really want to improve, you can. If you truly want to improve, you 100% can. It's all about how bad do you want it. That's what it comes down. How bad do you want to win? That's what it comes down to. Who wants it more?
It's the difference between wanting it and needing that shit. It's something I got from Gears. There's a big difference. Like some people want it, but if you need that shit, you're gonna win.
You know, all right, I think I've asked you this question before, but for the people now that are watching, right? At the prime, I did ask you this, I posed it, but just reiterate. For the people that are, for you, when you're competing at a high level, right? When you're competing in Gears and in Dragon Ball, the highest degree, the prime pinnacle degree. I'm sure you remember this. What is actually more difficult? Fighting games at the top level or playing Gears at the top level?
Okay.
Yeah.
This question. Let me see if my opinion's changed on this since far. So at the highest level,
the complete,
like,
the 1%, right? Yeah, in tournament, the 1%, the epitome. Yeah.
This is a very hard question because they're hard for different reasons. But if I had to overall say one, it would probably be Gears of War due to the fact that not everything can be in your control because you are dealing with 9 other sentient human beings you have to deal with, right? Four of your teammates, 5 of the opposing teammates. And the how do I put this? The crowd you got to deal with, the environment is different, right? Like fighting games, you don't really have to deal with people literally standing behind you so close that they could probably actually touch you in accident. That's sometimes happened before.
I mean, this happens offline tournaments.
It's happened offline tournaments, but like you don't have to deal with the crowd like talking shit to you or being on your side, right? You don't have to deal with other people like the other team talking shit to you.
If you're from out of state, yeah. Like if you're going from you coming to New York, we'll probably cheer against you off principle, stuff like that.
Yeah, no, there's a difference between cheering against you and attacking you. And here's where you got attacked.
Oh, people actually hitting you?
You did no, not hitting you. What the fuck?
When you said attack, I'm like, wait.
I mean, verbally attacking you, like you fucking suck, give up, shaky ass bitch, like shit like that. Like
it happens, but not to that degree.
It can be so loud that you can't even hear your own teammates communicating to you. That's how loud it is.
Do you not remember Faulty yelling at the top of his lungs during Heat Wave? That was the thing. With the megaphone, you remember Wade yelling with the megaphone?
New York is the closest. New York in fighting games is the closest I've seen to like a Gears of War event. But just keep in mind, so what you experienced at Heat Wave, that is the closest to a typical Gears of War event, not even matching it. Think about that.
No, yeah, that would break so many.
You got to deal with going to Mexico
mental
City,
fortitude would just get shattered,
crushed, crumbled. Fighting games is very hard in its own respective right? Like I actually feel like the pressure you deal with is even more so because there's a certain degree of pressure you feel because everything is your fault, so you can't fuck up. Versus in shooters or Gears of War, you could fuck up and your teammates can save you, right? Vice versa, it's also very annoying when you're playing perfect and your teammates fuck up and you have to just take it with a grain of salt, right? You can't be mean. It's your teammate. You can't break your chemistry. But like I would say it's harder because like to truly win in Gears, you have to be in your flow state, but all your teammates have to be in your flow state. You have to be in there together. You know what I mean? You got to be a leader. Sometimes you got to make split-second decisions and stuff. Like
so you do hit your flow state when you're playing Gears. You do hit your flow state.
Oh no, yeah, Gears, yes. I thought we were talking about fighters. When that question got asked, specifically fighters, like offlines.
Right,
but like,
Continue.
You gotta also like it's just a matter of fact of like in fighting games you're dealing with one other person. Like yes, because everything is your fault. There's a certain degree of pressure behind that. Yes, because it's a fighting game, some of the interactions or a lot of the interactions are more like intricate, more like layered, more similar to how like chess would be played than the Gears of War is, right? But at the end of the day, you're only fighting one human being versus Gears of War, you're fighting five. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like you have to keep track of 5 different people consistently across the map, not getting caught off
tracking.
guard,
Yeah.
knowing like which weapons they have, knowing what. Like I'll give you like a small example of how much awareness you had to have in Gears of War, right? You have to keep track of 5 other sentient human beings across the map. You had to get track of the time because you had to have 210 points to win. Who has what hill? Which hills are being capped? There's like multiple different weapons on the match. Which weapons are spawning when? Are you in a setup? Like, do you have the 2 caps? So
there's a lot of
are you in the right
tracking,
spot?
mental tracking.
There's so much. Like again, yes, it's a lot of like mental timings and mental things you have to keep track of. Like it can be overwhelming sometimes. Like yes, it's so overwhelming to the point where the way Gears of teams were set up, was that there was one IGL who kept track of most. Like it was so intense that like the work had to be split up. There was like designated support players, designated slayers, designated IGLs, in-game leaders. Like obviously everyone could just switch gears, flip a switch and turn into any other role. But there were base designated things. Yes, because one person trying to do all that consistently, you'd fuck up eventually. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You'd forget one number. You know what I mean? You also got to deal with people like hiding on the map and stuff, like intentionally not rotating. And then again, you're fighting human beings. So something that would be good, the good play to do, because you're fighting another human being who's smart, knows you're going to do it. It's immediately the worst play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the best play is only the best until the other person knows, and it's immediately the worst. You know what I mean?
It's that I know that you know that I know.
Yeah.
It goes into that. That's why sometimes random, quote unquote, random decisions aren't really random. It's because we really did that mental battle.
We're already on layer 10,000.
Yeah,
it just looks random to you.
It looks random to you, but to us, we know. Enzo, why did you jab there? Oh, because on game 4, it goes all the way back. Oh, yeah, because on game 4, when we had this interaction, you did this, so I knew that so it goes into that like that whole layer mindset, right?
Also, I'd like to point out the fact that there is a considerable more amount of money in that than fighting games, so that plays a factor too in terms of the pressure.
Yeah, I mean, whenever
you are playing for like second place to first place, that's about like a $40,000-$50,000 difference.
Yeah, no, there's way more money in that than fighting games will ever dream to imagine, right? Like that's always obviously a thing. But
fixes that.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, okay, real quick, since I know we've been here for a minute, I don't want to hold you hostage. What is next for Mr. INZEMM, for Mr. Himzum?
I'm just gonna continue building my brand on Dragon Ball. I think that's the best thing to do. In terms of other fighting games, I do have interest in Skullgirls. I've had for a while. Unfortunately, that community isn't necessarily as big, and I wouldn't profit that much in terms of like financial / future success by learning that game. It still looks like a very fun game though. But outside of that, I will try Street Fighter for a little bit because some of my friends have asked me. But the game I'm truly looking forward to is Project L.
Okay.
So just basically, I'm gonna just be a content creator on Dragon Ball for a little while.
Hey, you're on the content creator team?
Yes. Have you not seen these streams?
No, I'll be in your streams. So wait. Now I gotta ask the question. Who is the USA A team?
Jesus Christ. How many times
8.
8? Let me whip out the notepad real quick. I'm about to hurt some feelings.
It's time.
East and West Coast?
United States.
Okay. That was a dumbass question. You said USA. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll try not to make you look like a bot. You good. All time, by the way. Sorry, all time.
All time, not just current players?
Yes, all time.
Because I was gonna throw names like Sonic in there because I still think they could literally hop on the game right now and be a part of the A team easily.
Yeah, but all time still,
regardless.
Damn,
I can't add an Akio because I literally don't know his skill level. Before my time.
You put Hikaru up? I see it. Let me pull up your stream. So
yeah, this was like the current. I was gonna like throw him out there and like.
Okay, so if you want to do current, that's also fair. If you want to do current, go ahead.
Again, season 3.5, I started. All time is kind of hard for me.
Okay, so you could.
Because I'm missing some key,
Yeah.
So let's see. How many are we at right now? These
You have
6 guaranteed, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt.
you have yourself, Nitro, Hook, Pred, Hikari, Sonic. That's 6.
So who would be 7? Zane. He must be there. He must. Outside of that, who am I missing? Is there anyone I'm missing in East Coast? Chris G. Zane? I don't think Chris G's on it. If he is, he'd be the last spot.
Is this ordered?
No. Do you want me to order it?
If you want to.
I already have the names out there, so I'm ordering it down here.
You wouldn't put Chris G on that list, you said? I could give you here, I'll type it into your chat real quick. This is mine, but this is my old time.
I don't wanna miss some players. Yeah, I think I seen a tweet about that. I don't wanna miss some players. Let's see, Pred or Apology Man doesn't play anymore. X-Ice. Would X-Ice be? How many do I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? So I'm only missing 1.
Yes.
Let's see. East Coast. I think I have majority of the players.
Sage is the kill Sage. Real quick, sorry.
Yeah, I'm contemplating whether I want to throw the kill Sage because he fucking trolls with his teams, bro. Brother is still playing SSJ Goku. The kill Sage potentially. I maybe the kill Sage might be the last one.
Okay.
I don't want to like again off the top of my head. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss a very like obvious. Like you would definitely probably just be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I see. I almost missed Zane. That's why I was like. That's why I'm like thinking.
Wait, you said the second one is ordered?
Yes, second one is ordered.
You think you're better than Pred?
Yeah, right now he doesn't play the game. He has to hold that.
I don't know, man.
Maybe if you play the game consistently, then yes, it'll be a toss-up. But as of right now, yes.
That Combo Breaker 2022 champion?
Yeah.
Damn. The Brazilian champion?
Yes.
Damn. But Pred went to a whole nother region and washed them.
So did I. And I watch harder players. That tournament was fairly easy compared to Finland. More players, but the top level was, Kane, Wade. You know what I mean? Wade just came off consistently beating Yashi,
Are you saying that Pred had a free victory in Brazil?
Oh yeah, somebody at Press Caliber, yeah, that shit was free. He went from Brazil. That was not fair. The second I seen he was going to Brazil, I was like, well, now I have to win. I didn't even like he's on the plane. I'm thinking, well, I have to win because now he got first.
Pred said he will money match you, but he's gonna run Kefla at you.
I feel like he's doing that to spite me because I always talk about Kefla.
Maybe could be a possibility.
He's definitely doing that to spite me. That's hilarious.
Could be a possibility. Would you do it to Pred?
I will finesse him. Damn. He's good, but I'll finesse him.
Pred is one of the players you respect, right? I got it.
Yes.
Okay, just confirm me. Reconfirm me.
You felt Kefla like that? I believe she is stronger than most people think. But let me add this last player here. Hook free. Who the hell is in West Coast?
Kill Crazy said, tell INZEMM I'll put 50 on Pred.
That'd be $50 extra for me.
Damn, yo, that's your flight buddy right there.
Garlic bread? Oh, I forgot he existed. Would garlic bread be on this list? I haven't watched him
over
too
Chris
much.
G is crazy.
You think so? I feel like he plays more. Like Chris G has a big name. Don't get me wrong, but back to what I said: whoever cares the most, whoever plays the most, will be better. Not to say Chris G is bad, but and obviously take it with a grain of salt because I have Sonic and Hook on this list, right? Sonic definitely plays less than Chris G, but this list is kind of like 1 week prep time, as well.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like,
Garlic said Pred to losers. He definitely did. It was at the thing Cloud Host. It could be garlic bread. It's either like garlic.
Yeah,
bread,
but you have
Chris
Hikari
G
here, and
or,
Chris G saying Hikari to losers and Combo Breaker.
That shit was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, so these things do happen.
No, they do happen. I actually think that was Hikari's first time actually fighting a fighting game player in tournament. Yeah, I knew that was about to happen. I think he would fare a little bit better now. I think he'll fare a little bit better now.
I
I
don't know,
I literally
man.
knew he was going to lose to Chris G immediately. I was just like, if Akari plays autopilot like he typically does, it is going to kill him. He's going to. You can't play somebody that experienced like that. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter if Hikari is better at Dragon Ball than Chris G. Because I think at the time he definitely was clearly the better Dragon Ball player. It just doesn't matter.
I mean,
You're
it's not like
fighting
Chris G
somebody who's
doesn't
too
play the game
experienced.
either. You know?
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
No, he plays the game, but you know what I'm saying. Like I still thought like Hikari was better at Dragon Ball than Chris G, but that doesn't matter. Like
but he's not better at
because of
fighting
like
games than Chris.
yes, it didn't matter. You're gonna get wiggity washed. Like,
Okay.
but yeah, this is probably Team A. I might be missing something. Garlic bread, the Kill Sage. I would say that. The Kill Sage is insanely good. A week of prep time, especially the Kill Sage
Okay.
stop picking a trolling team, he'd probably take it over Garlic bread. But knowing him, he'd still probably play a team.
And then just this one's for the purely and strictly memes. Who's on the content creator team? This is the new one.
It's a content creator team?
That is starting right now. That's what it says for the
Starting
memes.
right now? Is there 8 of them?
I don't even know.
Is there even 8 content creators? So I'd like to put myself, because I think out of all the Dragon Ball streamers, I'm literally putting in the most hours out of everyone right now. I think. I mean, my streams are like 9 hours plus daily, so
Yeah.
I'll take that.
You're crazy for playing
free.
Dragon Ball for 9 hours a day, by the way. That's OD.
Yeah, a lot of people come to my stream saying, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I played Dragon Ball for 17 hours straight one stream. I remember Seihan came to my stream and said, "What the hell is wrong with you?"
I can do it, but not on an everyday basis. It's too much.
Bro, was live when bro, somebody literally told me that stream. They said they ate dinner, went to sleep, woke up, went to work, got home, went about their day, was about to eat dinner again, and I was still streaming.
Yeah, no. It's OD. It's OD. It's OD.
What's
But
this? This is Team A for this is my Team A ordered for
he said that's big loser energy. Tell him to seek Jesus. Nitro said that.
What? Dude, Nitro, shut your ass up.
Oh my god.
Who else? Cloud. Clearly my nigga's here. Yasha would be in here, but he's fucking troll. Is this NA or just period?
Just overall in general. At this point, because
Okay.
not that many.
My nigga Finrich will probably be here. Loki. Finrich's been pretty consistent with his streams. He's been pretty consistent.
Do I make
I
the
don't pay
cut?
attention to
Enzo?
content creator.
Do
No,
I make
you
the
do,
cut?
you do, you do, you do. I have to think. This one I actually have to think because I don't pay attention to much as content creation as much as like competitors. Who else?
You got Dato Doya.
Oh
Remember-
yeah, bro. You see, this is why like I don't even know how to spell his shit.
Lotus. You spell his name Doto, and then Doya.
Lotus, like this is I don't pay attention. Lotus is free on here. No comment would be here free if he still existed.
I'll say no comments top one. I'm sorry.
Is he still top one? He might still be top one. I was thinking
He's
about that. I was like,
yeah,
should
I
just
think no
put
comments
him
still
on it?
top one.
He doesn't even have a YouTube channel anymore, and he is still on this list. That's how
Oh yeah,
godlike
his
influence
channel
was.
did get hacked. I do remember that.
It-
Do you put Bum up there? I think Bum goes up
Syriax?
there.
Oh, bum free. You see, this is why I can't make this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Damn, I gotta shoot someone. All right, you got shot immediately.
Damn, it's like that. I'll go ahead and chalk it up to the fact that I don't have the longevity record. That's what I'm.
All
That's
right, if I'm being honest, there's like probably Khalil will probably take my spot. Loki, somebody mentioned Khalil. I forgot he existed. Again, this is literally why I shouldn't be making this list. And there's other people.
No, that's what I said, it's on the
Nitro
spot,
said
it's on the spot.
Syriax. Like there's
what about Zeus's?
he has to be here, bro. Like there's no he has to be here. He's the reason why I'm here. So he has to be here. I'm not gonna lie, Daniel, you might get shot.
What Wawa?
Nah, easily. Bro, Wawa is Zeus's. It's the fucking same person.
Damn. What about LK at the time?
Oh, free. If we're talking all time. Okay, yeah, you're
No.
out of here.
No, there's a lot of us getting shoved. I'm saying a lot of people on that list are getting shoved if we're being real.
Some people might have to go. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Khalil might be next if we have somebody else.
Who else am I missing?
Syriax, Jesus.
Do we put Clayton up there?
Nah. You didn't
The
really
Kill
make
Sa-
content.
The
Like,
Kill Sage?
the Kill Sage has to be here. Fuck. Bro, who has to go though? We can't.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people get shot.
No. Cloud?
J.M. Crofts, yeah.
Who did more for the community in terms of content? Cloud or Zeus's? I feel like Zeus's has to be here, no? Now this is done.
Maximilian, Rafflemont. Yo, there's a lot of people. Yo,
Bro, like, you see, like, bro, all of us are about to get cooked, bro.
Max made the combo video. Damn, there's a lot of people. We actually think about it now. There's actually a lot of content creators, at least over
All
time.
time, like a lot of people who are godlike content creators will not make this list, and that is crazy.
But there's no knock on them either, right?
Clayton Chapman? No, he definitely does not have to be here.
These people are just on the B team, right? The content creator B team.
This is A team.
No, I'm saying the people that are not making the A team, they're just on the B team.
Oh yeah. B team. Clayton is DBFZ. Yeah, but like Clayton, like, well, what I mean by content creator, like consistent daily uploads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to grow the community in terms of how many people are playing. Like he made.
Is this ordered, by the way? Sorry,
but I wouldn't say
ordered?
he's a content creator. No, definitely not. I think Sirius is at the bottom. There's no way in hell it's ordered.
I actually never ended up watching Sirius videos.
I never either. I just know this is a very big name. There's some people who be having like millions of views per fucking video. Like who's Raptor's another one. Mad views per video.
No, I did make the cut, and then everybody else came and took my place. That's what happened. I'm on the B team right now.
Yeah, you got cooked on the B team. There has to be a C team at this point. There's definitely gonna be a C team.
No, I promise. Look. After Angelic 8, I'll be on the A team.
A team?
Yeah.
You kicking one of these guys off?
Yeah. And you're gonna help contribute towards that.
The game in the terms of meta commentary, but he's not like a content creator. Yeah, no, Clayton is not a content creator. When I think content creator, I'm thinking like consistent uploads, consistent streams about the game and stuff like that. Like he definitely helped the game. Let's not take that away from him at all, right? Very important stuff, especially towards the beginning of the game. But you think content creator, you definitely think something else.
Okay. All right. So I think I like your list so far. It's not ordered. Hook, Cloud, LK, Dotto, Lotus, Kami, Bum, Sirius, and Zeus.
If I'm being realistic, a lot of these people got kicked off. Like if I'm being realistic, like Zeus is probably not here. LK might potentially not even be
Damascus?
here.
Oh yeah.
Might not be here. Like, you know.
Do put Damascus with everything he does.
Damascus kicks
reversal, everything. Tyrant even.
Damascus easily kicks one of them off. Like probably the next one that goes probably Khalil. Is Khalil still here? Nope, he already got kicked off. Jesus.
Who you kicking out for Damascus? Zeus?
Zeus will probably go before Cloud. You're right. I still feel like I'm actually not sure. Like again, like if I actually wanted to do this list, I'm gonna be honest. No Kami probably gets kicked off. Cloud probably gets kicked off. Lotus.
Nah, no Kami getting kicked off is.
You gotta understand. There's people who average is 1 million to around 700,000 views per video.
No, but okay, hold on. Time. Are we doing like because it's different, right? Because their viewership, they have a bigger audience, but their content is OD. They don't get much exposure, but it's like No Kami didn't get the millions of views, right? But if you sat down and watch a No Kami stream, you will stay there from start to finish. 100%.
Yeah, but that's the difference between quality of content versus better content creator. There's no like when you think like content creator A team, it's who has the most influence. That's what I'm going by. Who has the most revenue?
Oh, influential.
Likes.
Okay.
Who has like?
All right, we're doing different metrics.
When you type in DBFZ, obviously the YouTube algorithm will put the most popular videos out. The most popular videos will be the ones I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a guy named Lithero. Yeah, that's another guy. I forgot. I was trying to find his name. I couldn't think of his name.
Right.
But people get kicked out for that. Like
if you're doing it like that, if you're doing it in terms of like viewership, okay.
I thought, a lot of these people get cooked. A lot of them.
Because I thought you were going based off of like your personal feelings when you sit down and you watch them, you're like, well, this is entertaining.
This list would be different. If that was the case.
Yeah, I thought we were going based off of like just overall how you feel in their chat, stuff like that.
How long have servers been down? Servers are down.
I don't know. I'm not on Dragon Ball.
Know.
But I think we've been here. We've been here for a minute. We've been here for a hot minute. It's been.
All right. So you want to hear my hot take?
Yeah. All right. Give me the hot take.
All right, hot take. So you want me to tell you what my order of DBFZ A team would be if there was like X amount of months of practice? Like let's say like
they all had quality. They all had the same amount of time.
Yeah, same prep time.
Okay.
Some Batman shit.
Okay. If you're speaking, I can't hear you.
No, I'm
Oh, okay.
moving around things. I personally think like it would look something like this.
This is all time or current?
This would be like right now. I think it will go something like
Let me wait for it to load up because stream delay.
yeah. So sorry, I'm not talking. I had to think for a second.
No, you good.
So like I think it will go something like the kill stage is hard. I'm not too sure of how he functions. For now, we'll do like this. I think with like a lot, like a fair amount of prep time, I actually think this is how. Like I think Sonic will just be undisputed the best. Nitro next. Then Hook and Sage will be around the same tier. Then me and Pred will be around the same tier. Like then the rest of the list is still the same.
Damn. I just not seeing Chris G here on this list. It's just like, damn. It's one of those.
He could easily be where Garlic Bread is. I'm just I'm not too sure. I'm not too keen on Garlic Bread's like skill level right now.
Because I like Chris over Hikari and Garlic Bread, to be transparent.
Like him over Hikari.
Yeah,
I'll say this: Hikari has bested players. I do not believe Chris G can best. I'll put it like that. Like Hikari has taken sets off Nitro in tournament. He has
I mean, how many times has Nitro played Chris G?
No, I know that, but I'm saying I don't think Chris G can be Nitro.
I mean, Nitro's in the chat. Nitro can speak for himself.
No, I'm speaking for him.
Oh, my fault. I didn't know you. I don't know it was your son. Yeah. I don't know Nitro was your son.
No. I just choose to speak for people sometimes.
Oh, my fault. He said you are my son.
This nigga's an instigator, bro. He is top one.
Bro, that's what you said. That's what you said. I didn't say that. That's what you said.
No, I'm speaking for him.
Is Nitro your son? Yes or no?
No, he's my friend.
No, what you said is something. You said that's your best friend. He downgraded.
Bro, you can't teach it. That's all. I'll give it to you. You can't teach it. You can't teach it. I'll give it to you. He was on the instigator team A. There's only one person on that team. But yeah. So like I think
that's crazy. Me personally, if I get downgraded from best friend to friend, I don't know, man.
Actually, you know they can hold that. Hold on, let me. They can hold that. They can hold that. Actually, now that I think about it.
But this is not even a hot take. You said this was a hot take. I don't think this is a hot take at all.
Yeah, some people like I don't know. Some people genuinely think if Sonic actually cared about the game, they wouldn't be nearly as dominant or the best anymore. You know, people like I'm gonna be honest. The actual hot take was I truthfully believe if Sonic took this game entirely serious, they would just be the best in this game. Period. Like they would just be able to beat Wawa. That was the hot take, but this is like exclusive to the US, so it doesn't reflect that. But
damn, the Pred disrespect is crazy too.
Pred disrespect?
Yeah, I think the Pred disrespect is crazy.
I definitely made this list considering their skill levels in recent history. If I had to, Hook probably not be as high because he's had to play teams that just don't match him, so he might be lower actually. I don't know. Pred is weird. Pred is definitely weird. He'd be like here. Actually, you're spin. I just thought about it. Hook literally can't play teams that fit his playstyle anymore at all.
You say Hook, Sage, and Pred on the same tier?
No. I put Pred above them. I had to think about it for a second. I was thinking based off like season 3 and stuff. If everyone could play the teams they would want to, I'd go with that list. But Hook literally cannot play the teams he wants to play in the teams he's quote unquote forced to play, or is like the meta does not suit his playstyle at all. So that definitely really hurts him. To kill Sage is probably going to pick a troll team. So yeah.
Bubbles, INZEMM answered that question earlier already. He's just to read so you can read it. He said, what makes INZEMM thinks he can beat Double O? Did he beat him recently or at some point after Heatwave? He basically was saying anybody pre-lab coat, they're not seeing him today.
You think Zayn worse than Hook? If Hook took this game extremely serious and he found a team that could somehow suit his playstyle, yes, I think he'd be better than Zayn. For you, I don't think there's actually discussion. Not taking anything away from Zayn. Insane player. He's done things very few people literally on the count.
But Zayn started around the same time as you did, no? You and Zayn started around the same time, or no?
Did Zayn start around that time?
I think Zayn was playing for a minute, but then he started going crazy.
He started earlier.
Yeah, he started going crazy the end of season 3 or something like that. So
Hook could be top 1. If Hook could actually play his season 3 team and it didn't get nerfed like that, he'd be top 1, top 2.
same place in season 1. Okay, but he
You
started
don't think
popping
Kite's
off
better than
recently.
Garlic Bread? I don't know, Hikari. I kind of just put Garlic Bread here because of his achievements. You were probably not here for that, but I was just like, I'm just putting him here because
How can I
don't
forget?
necessarily know who's the next in
Wait.
line here.
Enzo, how can I forget? Wasn't Kite on your list?
Huh?
Wasn't Kite on your list for money matches?
No.
He wasn't?
Was he?
I'm pretty sure because you had given me a list before, and I'm pretty sure he was on the list.
If he was, I freaking forgot. That list was honestly so. Let me redo the list, right? Let me redo the list. The list is the only person I actually care to money match is Nitro. Everyone else, I'm down to money match anyone who's there. The only one who actually care to money match is like Nitro, maybe Pred, right? Other than that, I don't really care to money match anyone else. If somebody else wants to money match me any amount, I'm down.
It'll
But,
be
like,
a
that's the only
donation,
one-
right? Talk to them. It'll be a donation.
I'm not gonna say that.
Oh, now you don't want to say. I don't like this, Enzo. I like the other one. bring me the other one.
There's 2 of us now.
Yeah, what was it? What you say? Your first name was Lynn. What was it?
Linwood.
Linwood. There you go. Bring back Linwood. I don't like this guy. I don't like this Enzo.
No,
fella.
Linwood is speaking right now. That
Oh,
was
is- oh,
like an hour ago too.
Okay, yeah. Get Linwood off the mic. Bring back Enzo. Oh my god.
To answer your question, boy guy, if you feel as if that has happened, you're probably not crazy. People are very, I can't use that word. People are very stupid when it comes to finding stuff out. So you probably did find something broken. But yes, I don't know. I don't know who'd go in the last spot. I don't know. A lot of people are saying they think Kite is better than Garlic Bread. I'm actually not too sure. I know Garlic Bread did beat Kite at Evo. I know Kite said he dropped the game-winning combo. So that kind of means he was of the caliber to win. I'm not too sure. This one is, I don't know.
You
I don't
saying
know
it's a
who'd beat this
toss-up?
last spot. I don't know. It's a toss-up, or I don't have enough knowledge of all the players to actually answer this. Like,
He said, "Sounds like
I will
Garlic Bread
say-
won."
wait, actually, the Kill Sage is here because this is like the version of like if he actually took the game a little bit seriously, he'd be here, right? But outside of these, I think these players are free in A team, like without a doubt. I think
Okay.
after that, it's just like I'm not too sure. There's some players who I genuinely think if they actually cared enough about the game and fixed their mentality, they would be here. Actually, I'm gonna be honest. The person who I'd probably put last would probably be like JB if he actually took the game serious and fixed his mentality a little bit.
JB?
Jordan B.
Oh, Jordan B. Okay.
Like him, Shot will be another good one if they didn't nuke his team.
Yeah, but this sounds like you're going more based on friendship and feelings.
No,
Versus
I think Shot was
results.
really good.
I'm saying, but in terms of tournament results, like you're putting again, like this is going based. Like I bring back Chris G. You're put Jordan B over Chris, Shot over Chris,
So here's
over
the thing, right?
Lucar.
Thi-
There's a lot of players that are more deserving.
My opinion is formed from both tournament results and studying their play and analyzing what level I believe them to be at. Right. So this is like we're talking about UST teammates. So this is the list of if I needed to live, like if I lost this,
Life
I
on the
fucking
line.
died the next day. Life on the line. These are the players who I believe to be the strongest to handle.
You
this.
putting Hikari on that list? You're crazy.
I mean, as long as he's fucking tournament, he can be on that list.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
I
gonna
would
go-
say, I've told Akari time and time again, I think he's a fucking dumbass, especially with that team. That team forced you to be a dumbass. He's a dumbass in that team. But I've also gave him his flowers to say he has probably the hardest autopilot to beat in the game. It's good. People can't beat it.
I don't know. Until Yasha comes into play, right?
Even Yasha almost loses to it consistently.
I'm hating on Hikari, and I'm not hating on Hikari. Hikari's my man.
That carried ass team. Like, it's carried, but he's good at being carried with it. I'll give him that.
He's good at being carried. Oops. But all right, INZEMM. I think we've been here for a while. You know, I appreciate you, man. Like, go ahead and plug yourself up, even though you're super clouded. People should already know who you are, but
Wait, so like you can follow me on Twitter. You feel me? INZEMM2. That's my Twitter. You can follow me on YouTube too, just INZEMM. You know, my Twitch is INZEMM with 2 M's. Everything is INZEMM, right? Just made a new TikTok. You feel me? I don't even know what my TikTok is called. Hold
the
on.
TikTok. Actually, wait, hold on. Express more TikTok, right? You got that?
Well, I got it in my chat. You feel me? Like I got,
There we go. Okay, we got it.
I got the TikTok. I got the what was the other one? Twitter. Is that one? Yeah, that's the one.
There we out here.
So
INZEMM.
that's basically it. There you go.
When you change your tag to HIMZEMM.
INZEMM.
Yeah.
I won't change the tag, but I will acquire that nickname. I'll be like collecting nicknames, like Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet with the Infinity Stones. You feel like every win I get a new nickname. Like the newest one was what? I got INZEMM. What was that? France vs USA was INZEMM.
INZEMM, yeah.
From Gears, it's KingZem. Like,
KingZem is crazy. That's D riding type levels right there.
Yeah, I was a king. And then now like FinZem is the one I got from Finland. You feel me? HimZem is going to be the world championship. INZEMM was the fucking. Nah. Mad M's was the fucking regional championship for that week.
No, I respect it. But yeah, thank you, Mr. KingZem.
Yeah, you never heard that one, right? That was.
Yeah, that's insane. If somebody calls you that they are a fan.
That one sounds nice and powerful though, right?
You gotta like somebody says that to you, you gotta sign their chest type B. Like you gotta really put a marker to their skin. But yeah, man, I appreciate you. You already know. I'll see you soon. And yeah, thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right. Peace out, my man. Peace. All right, there y'all have it. Another installment of the weekly podcast on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. EST with INZEMM, KingZem, FinZem, LZEM, question mark. FinZem was another one. GoatZem, CamZem. I appreciate every single person that came through to the stream, showing love. Yeah, thank you. I'll see you guys again next week for the next podcast. Who should we have next week? Who should we have? Who should we have for the podcast next week? Touch Grass INZEMM is crazy. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate all you guys. And yeah,